Oh no.
Yeah, it's crazy.
We always knew it was him.
Yeah.
Ew.
The recap will be pretty easy because it was mostly just like it was one large sort of chase sequence, but it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But there wasn't so much plot development to catch you up on, which is good.
Good.
I mean,
if I'm gonna miss a day, it's gonna be that day.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
It makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, and we did let Delyaries quote unquote roll for a couple survival checks to help out as well. So
I guess I should be happy she didn't die, right?
right, yeah.
Yeah.
I would not do that. Yeah, that's one thing I would not have. I would not have a character that is like not here. Like die off screen or anything like that, and unless like the player specifically said, like, yeah, let's do that. So you don't have to worry about that.
Very good.
Oh man.
My notes are completely blank.
For last session.
Yes.
Yeah, like it was probably some of the fewest notes I've taken, honestly. Tim, I took 3 notes, and it was just like we fucked up the group behind us trying to run.
Mm-hmm.
Chiron carried everyone but Flux off in his guardian form. It was like total, and then all of a sudden we're at the end, and Chiron's carrying us because I thought that was cool. I kind of wanted to make sure I knew where we left off.
Right. Yeah.
There was like fun shit that happened in the middle, but like I was just having fun. So I didn't. I was like, I don't need to take notes when it's like, let's just enjoy what's going on here. If it's not like I don't need to remember every little.
Yeah, even my notes are
Pretty
less than a
sparse.
page. Yeah, for that session. So, and honestly, now that I'm looking at them, most of it is actually notes for this session. So I've got like maybe a paragraph from last session. So,
Jeremy, and I don't want to talk about this now because I don't want to take up time from the session. But I'm considering there's a few people at my office that have expressed interest in playing D&D. A couple of some who have played before and some who haven't.
Mm-hmm.
And I know like you brought all of our crew on without. I don't know about Jesse and Delyaries, and like I don't know where you guys actually started with D&D, but I know specifically you take a lot of people from scratch.
Yeah. Yep.
And I have Lost Minds of Phandelver, and I think that's just like a super easy thing to just pop some people into for a one-timey or like for a little short thing with some easy resolution, 5 or 6 sessions, whatever, if we do it right or if we're economical about it. But I may want some tips at some point. I may bend your ear either on a different day or if we're getting on a little earlier or later or something where I can just bend your ear on like how to kind of get somebody that's never played into the just like because I talk so much and I don't want to overwhelm people with information. It's really part of it. Like I don't and I've trained people before with other shit, but D&D is sort of as dense as you want it to be.
Yeah.
So I don't want to overwhelm people. But anyway, and that's if I do it, but I just wanted to give you the heads up that I may be bending your ear over the next few weeks.
Yeah, I mean I can tell you right now that we could talk for a long time and you'd probably get more out of it, but short and sweet is use the pre-generated characters.
Okay.
And tell them to explain what they want to accomplish because you know enough of the rules now where you can determine what type of role is appropriate. Yep. Don't have them worry about like, well, what skill do you want to use? You determine that. You just tell them to just ignore that entire portion of the sheet and just look at the numbers. And honestly, like it might be where do you have the little black dot filled in? Great, +2. And then just like super simple, don't even worry about their stats so much. Just like really simplify it for the first go around. And that's
it's funny
that
too,
would be my advice.
I feel like that's really good advice, especially since Lost Minds has those pre-gens and their backgrounds are tied into Phandalin and stuff and all that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I, like many other people that play any kind of RPG, just character creation is like one of the most fun things to do. So there is that thing that in my head, like, oh, that's some of the fun shit. Like, it's just like I'm gonna be a hobgoblin bard or something weird, like
There's
whatever.
Got to be a way to do that though, like over the course of a few first sessions.
I think you
and
can
like kind of integrate the action with the character creation.
I think the thing to do and would be to do a session 0 with them, and even if we don't use the pre-generated characters, but I use the pre-generated backgrounds. I say these are your backgrounds to choose from, so that they have some built-in like connection to the world and stuff. But I don't know. It really depends on how much time.
That actually helped us, like when we did that one-off where we had the sort of pre-generated slight backgrounds, and then all we did is expand on them. That actually helped out a lot because.
Yeah, I thought that was great. That was a good balance. But the thing with Lost Minds is like, even if it's just, but the pre-generated thing is just so, here it is, like you don't have to think about any of the stuff. And as if I say you get to a thing, and even if you haven't looked at your character sheet at all, I can say like roll athletics, it's this one here, like and roll a d20, and I can say find athletics on your sheet, it's like right there, so there's an argument. I'll think about it, but
the other thing might be to if you're going to print out character sheets, highlight weapons, like their attacks.
So they're things they're going to use a lot in
one color. Highlight like a save or like whatever their core abilities are in another color. So they've got like 2 or 3 colors, maybe a yellow, green, pink, or something like that. That's a good idea. Reference like the really quick core components of what a fighter is, or a bard, or a rogue, or a range, whatever it is. So that way, when you ask them, you can just be like, "It's the pink block."
No, that's
like
actually
those are your weapons.
That's a really good. I have never thought of that. That's a really good suggestion, and I think because I've been debating on whether or not I'll do. I'll probably just see if they want to do virtual or not, because we're gonna have to start doing hybrid office stuff. So maybe like, hey, if you're in the office on Wednesdays or whatever it is, but I also don't want to stay in the office for another 3 hours. But I don't know. It's something to think about, because I really want to DM something and like a little bit, just for the hell of it. And there's people that have talked about it. Although everybody was drunks. Drinking.
You're just bringing in more nerds.
Exactly. I'm to the point where I was at a company party, and I'm talking to a couple dudes. We were talking about, I don't know, something random, and my boss walks by. She's like, let me guess, he's telling you to play D&D, and I'm like, and I wasn't talking, but it did turn into that.
Of course, I mean, well, once you had
I took that opening,
right?
Exactly. But the only other thing I'll say is, this is not a thing. I was watching a conversation with a few different guys, including Matt Colville and Matt Mercer, and I have not fact checked this at all. So please feel free to Google this. Okay, but I will pass it off as if it is fact, which is that apparently Matt Mercer was talking about reading this book about it wasn't a book about D&D, but there was a little portion about D&D. And apparently one of the things that makes people that play D&D sound insane when they tell stories about their characters is because when you are playing D&D and role playing and doing the things, the same part of your brain will fire that fires when you are actually doing those things. So if you bungee jump, certain part of your brain fires, you remember that. You tell them when you tell a story. If you jump off a cliff in D&D, the same sort of your part of your brain. So when you start telling the story, your body's sort of subconsciously acting as if you were actually doing it. So it feels like you did it. It's just why people get so like, and then we were running off the thing and whatever, and you get sort of worked up and you're telling people about it. And like, why is this person so excited about their little character?
So that's the power of imagination, right?
Yeah. Yeah. It's different. And it doesn't do that when you're playing like, I don't know, Skyrim or any RPG where you're playing it.
Sometimes, like there are some video games where you'll describe it and you're like, oh my God, I'm talking about this like it's real.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
What the heck?
But yeah, that's what he said the science was. I don't know if that's true, but if Matt Mercer said it, it's got to be true.
I've heard that before.
It feels right.
Yeah, because you're creating a memory in a moment, which is basically simultaneous with an experience. So it
Okay.
like your brain logs it in the same way as an actual memory because your mind is filling in all of the other information, which it does in an actual memory as well. Like that's why memories are not great. Like they usually tend to be different from what actually happened.
Yeah. That's why sometimes it feels like, did I remember that, or if I heard the story so many times that I still remember it a certain way or whatever.
Yep. So yeah, I can at least partially confirm that is the that's true. Yep.
This is what I told those guys, and I told them like it was true. And this is my constant quest with people to not. That's what I'm going to tell my wife, so she thinks understand me.
There's more we could go further with this. In martial arts, they tell you like visualization, you can meditate and go through the form, go through the motions, and is exactly the same brain patterning and like whatchamacallit, as physically doing the moves. And so, eventually we're going to just become these characters.
That's right. You mean, so I'm gonna also that I believe that I will also in real life misfire a bow. I will do that.
Definitely.
100%.
Kara's gonna kill a bunch of people.
Yeah.
Kara's gonna gas some folks. That's really cool. Actually, that we were always told to do that in basketball. I mean, I don't know if
right.
I don't know if the whole team was, but I remember going to games and there was, I don't know where I heard it, if it was from Chuck or if it was from a different coach or just something we all read, where it was like visualizing the things you're going to do in the game. And it's probably all part and parcel of that same sort of thing.
I mean, that's all, Phil Jackson as well. Like, that's his whole.
Well, yeah, we also did a bunch of LSD in high school. I don't know if Roy, did you guys have to do LSD for practice?
They phased it out by the time he was playing.
That was just Chuck Williams.
Yeah.
I'm just picturing
very
Chuck
on
Williams.
brand for Chuck.
Yeah, I'm just picturing Chuck Williams dosing us at Charlie's Pizza.
All right. Well, Kara looks like she's figuring stuff out with her computer, but we can start with a recap to catch everybody up. Let's start with Chiron again with the recap. I think that's what we did last time. So let's do that again and take it away.
Yeah, someone just kickstart me and I'll go. From the very, very beginning.
So the war horn sounded from 3 different peaks.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Koli looked at you with questions, question marks for eyebrows, and that's where it kind of began.
We saw arrows, right? Arrows were flying through the sky.
Yes, there were some. One of the scouting parties that was closest had seen you and had launched arrows in your direction. You quickly determined that they were out of effective range, but that didn't mean that the threat wasn't there. So, Chiron, take it away if you'd like.
Yeah, and I'm gonna look at what spells I used too. That will also help me.
I don't think you used any spells last time.
No, I did. I used Long Strider, right? At the very beginning.
Long Strider. Right. Yep.
Yeah. So okay. Looks at me with eyebrows. It's like, well, what do we do? I think that my back is to them, right? Because I'm like facing through, and my back is to them. Mm-hmm. Did I wild shape for a second time? Was that it was for that turn?
No,
I didn't. Okay. I'm trying to remember. He's like,
there's not a ton to remember, which is hilarious.
I know. No, is this where I use? No, but let me find it. Is this where I use shard? Or was that the one before?
Nope.
That's the one before.
Yeah,
that's the one before.
Yep.
Yeah. So like my back is to them. I remember turning. I thought I could have sworn I wild shaped into something.
You did Guardian of Nature
a little bit later.
Oh,
you did. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Don't worry, it was only one of the cooler things you've done as Chiron.
Yeah.
Why would you?
I forgot about that. Yeah, I forgot about that. I heard everyone else did DPS. I didn't do anything. from a damage perspective.
So basically, everybody rushed for cover. Chiron, you were the last one into cover.
And by the way, I was getting ready to do my morph into stone spell. If you guys, because when we went into cover, then you guys, I thought you were going to question me a little bit harder.
We didn't have time.
Yeah, I thought you were going to put it to me. Yeah, Ward was like,
your sneak attack sprung too quick.
Ward was like off to the side, right? And then we like got into the into a little rock shelter or whatever, right? And then they started coming at us, and then Ward did some kind of crazy attack. This is the one? I think it was Ward.
Maybe I shouldn't have started with.
No. You're doing great.
Isn't this the one at the end where we had rope trick?
Yes.
This
session started with rope trick. So Ward jumped into rope trick as lookout.
Yeah, help me out a little bit.
The rest of you had a little bit of an interrogation of Chiron. Koli or Nova, either one of you want to jump in and maybe take a from here?
Yeah, probably good.
Someone else.
Great first effort.
Yeah. So we're playing D&D.
Yeah.
So
okay.
So Ward was
go ahead, Koli.
The rope trick doing a lookout, and Nova and I were kind of poking fingers in your chest, saying how convenient it is that you showed up, and then suddenly a bunch of orc parties showed up.
That's what I was gonna say. Like, how did you not think that immediately?
Yeah.
Like, he brought the bad.
We said we'd give you the benefit of the doubt since Ward and Flux and Flint trust you. We'll give you the chance to prove yourself.
I didn't say that. That wasn't me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay, Chris. Okay, Christopher.
And then we took off down the little mountain path while being pursued, and then most of us carried on the path, and Ward cut. When I'm thinking, he cut up the mountain to try and create a different set of tracks, which worked. The pursuers started following him. We made it down the valley and then up the side of the next peak, and then
it was Koli doing awesome stuff next.
Yeah. You blew some folks out.
So Ward was semi pinned down, and then I created a avalanche or snow tidal wave, according to the spell, but avalanche washed everybody down the mountain, and then Ward shot a guy through the eye
again for the second time.
Yeah.
And then he fell off the mountain and died.
I don't remember if we all grouped back up yet.
We did. So I caught up to you guys.
Okay.
And then Kara, Nova.
The only other things that I have are Chiron talking about the pursuers potentially being Brotherhood.
That's right.
Dark power reaching for him from his past.
The whole fight is like, we can't fight these guys.
Yeah, he did a lot of talking about how we couldn't defeat them.
Yeah, couldn't face them head on.
Say, hold my beer.
And we were like, okay, so we fucking obliterated 3 or 4 of them.
And then he cut the crest out of the leather armor of one of the Brotherhood peoples.
Yep. And then that's when he transformed into Guardian of Nature, and we all climbed on his back except for Flux, and because he could carry all of us, because it was a fun, cool thing, and he was making all this good time because we made a large noise and there was other pursuers. So we're on.
You made a loud noise, a bright light.
Yeah. All the lightning.
There was lightning, flames, celestial gold aura.
All our powers combined.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. So you figured it was best to leave the immediate area before the other 2 scouting parties showed up.
And with Flux was able to kind of cover our tracks on the way, I believe. Or
Yes, that's right. Yep.
So that I cast another rope trick. We all got in there, kind of off the beaten path, and we're kind of in a holding pattern, which lasts for an hour. We can't be found. We're essentially basically invisible for an hour where we're at, unless that something crazy happens. And,
we have a group coming at us from peak 1.
Right.
And then another one from peak 2.
Right.
Yes.
So we're kind of waiting. We're in a spot where we're like, we can stay in here for an hour, and we can see. We kind of had positioned, I believe, like maybe that they would pass us by back to where the noise came from, thanks to Flux's like handiwork. We were hoping for that anyway. We don't know if that'll happen yet, but
exactly. Yeah. Okay. Great. Yeah, I think that's a pretty good recap. That was everything that I had in my notes. With the finale
there's
of
more than I had in my notes.
The group,
nice job, guys.
The group is in rope trick.
Right.
So you have just climbed in. You have 1 hour before the spell ends, and you are invisible, and because you pulled the rope into the rope trick as well. So basically, like, you just are in this invisible pocket dimension. That
we see out.
Yes, you can see out.
Okay.
There's a little a little window.
Others cannot see in.
You can't do anything.
Right, you can't do anything out of it except for see. Yeah. And I think we said that you could pass sound through it. So you are all being quiet, knowing that if you're too rowdy. If you're having a little pocket dimension party, that they might be able to find you. But
move over, stop touching me.
Yeah. So that's where we're at right now. So with that, I think I will have. Let's do Delyaries. Since you're back for this session, I'm going to have you start with the first roll. Go ahead and roll a d6.
Hey.
High, low, something in between. We don't know what we're rooting for.
Right.
Oh,
you need to work on your
dice.
cheers.
Use dice. I got a 1.
Got a 1. Okay.
Nice.
I'll think about it.
All right.
It could be good. We don't know.
Okay. So I will have all of you. I'm going to have all of you roll a con save first. So this is going to be your ability to sit quietly for an extended period of time.
Oh no.
19 plus.
Okay.
9.
10.
16.
8.
Okay.
And Nova?
My computer is being dumb right now for some reason. And D&D Beyond keeps crashing.
Oh no.
So
want me to roll for you?
I'll
want
roll.
him
Just
to roll.
just tell me what my modifier is. I rolled an 18.
Oh,
Okay.
nice.
Your con is +2. Con saves
Okay.
+2.
Awesome. So dirty 20 from Nova.
Yeah.
All right.
Didn't want me to roll for you, you're saying.
All right. So we've got
Nova.
8,
You have
9,
the
10,
app,
16,
Nova?
19, 20.
I do.
Because you can roll
I'll
on the
try
app
that.
now. So
Oh,
All
they
right.
changed it?
yeah, you can. I'm pretty sure you can roll on the app now.
Okay.
Okay. Now I will have
I think.
all
I
of
love
you
fake-
roll
I love bad facts today. So
perception.
perception.
Yeah.
25.
19.
All of us rolling perception.
Yes. Yeah.
7.
10.
Rolled another 18 on a different dice.
Wow. Okay.
I
All
don't
right.
know what my modifier is. I think it's +2 again.
Okay. So you are sitting in this rope trick spell, this pocket dimension. Outside, you can see the kind of the swirling winds along these peaks, and faintly, I think that's going to be Koli and Ward and Nova. Those are the 18, 19, and 25, I believe. The three of you can hear very faintly a conversation happening between 2 to 3 people. You're not entirely sure how many. Ward, you can tell that it is 3 distinct voices that you can hear. It is very faint. They are not. They're not like exceptionally nearby, and you can hear. And Ward, you're basically the only one that can hear this. Basically, Koli and Nova, they can hear that there is a conversation, but they can't hear distinct words. Ward, you're actually hearing the conversation.
Okay.
So you hear, the captain will not be kind to us if you return without the deserter or the blade. He had his chance to come back to us, and he failed. As for the blade, we will take it from them if they have it. They have no idea the power it possesses. They're still somewhere on this mountain. They couldn't have gone far. And then you hear the third voice, and this is a very deep, guttural, storm's coming. 2 hours. Then nightfall. Coffee, anyone? I think it's time for coffee. So that's what you hear.
Okay.
You hear other parts of a conversation happening, but you can't hear the words.
Okay.
11 exactly.
Before I address that, just a point of order. I can't remember. Rope trick can go up to 60 feet up. Now, I know I would remember because the length of rope can be 60 feet. Mm-hmm. I would have remembered saying I do 40 feet or whatever. I don't know how high we are up, but I felt like it was like 6 or 8 feet or something. Like we all just kind of like climbed and jumped up.
Yeah. Yep. You were not that far off the ground. Yeah.
Good to know though for future, because I didn't realize it was 60 feet. We didn't discuss it, but I assumed it was something like, head height.
Mm-hmm. I thought I remember you saying it was 6 feet.
Okay, so maybe I even did say it. I might have even thought that that's what I could do. Maybe I was anyway. Okay, so cool. Not that it necessarily matters, but it might for whatever happens next. So I just want to be on the same page. So I hear that conversation. They hear people talking. Me, Nova, and Flux know that it's 3 people, is what you're saying. And then I heard the conversation. I was able to make out the conversation.
Part of it.
That part, what you said.
Yeah.
So I'll look at the group, and I do a flawless job of acting out each part. No, so I actually
roll performance.
No, I look at Flux, I look at the group and I say, 3 people looking for confirmation. And I look at Chiron and I say, if they see you, they'll kill you. You know this.
I know it.
And I look at the rest of the group. If they see him, they'll kill him. Whatever they expected, he didn't deliver. So
I'm imagining Delyaries just like shrugging.
Yeah. Sure. This is more about establishing a baseline of trust, at least to get through the moment, not for like a long-term, yay, we love this guy right now.
She's still confused about why everybody's so in love with him, but that's just, you guys have longer history. So
that's right. Well, he's betrayed us. It's not as if we haven't gone through our own little.
Yeah.
But so I say that, and then I say, they said there's Chiron. Are you able to tell the weather? They're saying there's 2 hours till a storm.
Can I cast Druidcraft?
You can cast Druidcraft, yes. And as it normally manifests, a small sunflower kind of starts to grow out of your hand. Before it is able to flower, it withers and dies, but you are able to confirm that there is indeed a storm coming. It will arrive in 2 hours, and nightfall is only a short time after that.
So after the flower withers and dies in my hand, I'm just going to stare at my hand with some confusion and then drop the withered dead sunflower out of my hand. Out of rope trap. I'm just kidding.
I feel like
I don't know what to make of this.
I don't either, man. So could I tell or any of us that did they hear did Flux and Nova actually hear voices and just couldn't make out what they were saying, or they just
they didn't even hear the voices. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So they were these figures are quite far away. So it was just because of how well the other three of you roll. Like the disparity between those rolls were significant. So
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So could I tell about how far away those voices were? Like in a general.
Yeah, I would say with the 25 and how faintly it was, you spent enough time out here on the mountain and the in the snow. I think that's a reasonable thing to try and figure out. Go ahead and roll investigation, and do it with advantage because of how well your how high your perception roll was.
Because I rolled a natural 1. Okay, I'll take the advantage.
Yeah.
And I rolled a 4, so that's a 9.
Okay. You would know that
in the rope trick.
They are they're right beside you. You would know that from the opening of the rope trick, they are between 50 and 100 feet. Because you would know, like outside of 100 feet, you wouldn't hear them, and anything closer than 50 feet, it would be a lot clearer. So but you're not entirely sure where, right? Like you don't know if you exit the rope trick and they're to the right or the left, or down the hill or up the slope a little bit. You're not entirely sure about their direction from that.
So I tell them, I just tell the group that we only have a couple hours. We don't have that long in here. I can't tell where they're coming from, but they're not right on top of us, but they're not that far away.
And you've got another 30 minutes in this rope trick.
Okay. So
you got some time.
Okay.
You're just not entirely sure, right, where the threat is outside.
Okay. I mean, I assume we're still heading towards the same direction when and if we pop out of this thing, or when we pop out of this thing. Koli, you know where you're headed?
Yeah, we are headed to Rockwood, which is that way.
He starts doing that. Is he pointing the direction that we thought Rockwood was?
I'm just pointing in direction. I have no idea where I am in this pocket dimension. But yes, I do know which way we're going once we get out, and I can see.
Okay.
Well, we can climb out of the rope trick, or at least maybe I could climb out because I have that sneak ability, and just to see, can we still go north? Are they directly north of us?
We don't know.
Because we might have to sidestep them, kind of travel around.
I know that they want the sword and they want to kill Chiron. One or both will maybe suffice based on what I heard. And we're safe in here for the moment. In metagame, I'm thinking it might be good just to take the short rest while we can, unless we have to move. But I'm all for, if there's some ability you have to be able to either look out more directly or step outside. I don't know what Jeremy would allow with the short rest, or I mean, even if we don't, whatever. If you have some ability to be able to tell, yeah, I'm all for it. Because
I have an insight. I could check insight, so maybe I can examine the surroundings as I climb out and kind of look to see which direction they're in, how many of them there are.
But we can see out, right? But we just can't see them.
Right, you can see out. So I think, yeah, insight wouldn't exactly work for that.
Okay.
But as you're kind of like whispering and trying to strategize in this moment, you hear like the crunch of footsteps in the snow kind of approaching. And you can tell that they are coming from the right of the opening of the rope trick, basically where you came from. And you can hear kind of this voice kind of grumbling and mumbling under its breath. No time for coffee. Well, it's cold up here. I don't know. And you see a halfling wearing the armor of the Brotherhood of Nard, with a pack, and he's kind of clinking and clanking a little bit. He has a kind of a coffee can, something that you would put on a fire to like heat up the water, and he's like emptying it out and scooping out snow. It was obviously like thrown or dumped into the snow. He's just grumbling, very unhappy, and he kind of sets up pretty close to like right underneath you, because you are in like a protected area. And he's still kind of grumbling. Oh, Captain still waits. Captain wants this. Captain wants that. Find the deserter. Blah, blah, blah. And he lights a little fire. He grinds his little beans, and he puts the pot kind of over this small flame. And he's just sitting there, arms crossed, like, head hung. He's just trying to like warm himself up with his coffee. Still just grumbling. You can't really hear what he's saying, but he's clearly disgruntled. So that's what's going on outside.
Oh, Chiron, Ward, can you guys grab him and drag him up in here?
Can we enter and exit the rope trick easily?
Well,
Yes.
I'd have to throw you could jump out of so there's a 3x5 foot window. So it's tight quarters to get out the window, but the easiest way is to get out if the rope is there. That all just means they can also just climb up there. We could just throw that rope down there and see what he does.
Just like knock him on the head with it.
That would be
Be pretty funny.
Because attacks and spells can't come in and out of there, but we're relying on him being dumb, I guess. We could also wait till this thing ends and try to just literally, when it ends, anything inside of it drops out. So we could literally drop out
On them?
attacks ready.
We all stand with our swords down.
Right. You just
I feel like this is a plan that Flux would like. Maybe.
Like it? Yeah, I'm listening.
But I'm open to anything. We could also drop out and run, whatever you guys want to do.
We could even do like somebody goes down, does a distraction, some kind of fire or something off to the side, something that'll get their attention so they get up from their little makeshift campsite, and then as they go over to the distraction, everyone else sneaks down the rope trick.
The only problem is we'd have to get outside to do it
Yeah, they're right below us.
because spells can't pass through the opening.
All right, get the swords ready. I'll just drop on them.
Well, unless there's like maybe sneaking your head and your hands out to like Chiron or Nova sticking their hands out. Pew.
Nobody has like a one of those spit things where you just spit out darts.
a little blowgun. Yeah.
Right.
I mean, as far as I know, there's only 3 of them. And I think Flux and Nova heard the same thing. I mean, there might be more. There's probably more. That's what we heard. But unless they leave, I don't know what other choice we have is to wait. And if they're still there when we drop out, just come out guns blazing. I don't know. At this point, I'm sick of these assholes.
Is anybody wearing white?
No.
I am
No.
not.
Too cool for that, man.
Yeah. Uh,
What about, I do have a net. I don't know if that's gonna really help us, if it's big enough. It's, could drop a net on them, at least to kind of capture them, and get them tangled.
Hey, even if it was one person, that's better than nothing. Because right now we're only aware of one person roaming around right outside.
Yes.
Okay, so even still, that's just one person. If we wanted to get away, maybe that's how we do that and restrain. And if not, if that goes haywire, we just stand and fight or something. I don't know. What does everybody think?
Chiron will make it clear he has no interest in doing that.
Standing and fighting.
Why don't we like wait 15 minutes and see if he like finishes coffee and moves on?
Yeah.
I go for that. Unfortunately, yeah.
Picture us all
Despite
just
Flux's
sitting there like,
impulses.
That sounds like a plan to me.
Okay. All right. So you all just huddle down and try and be as quiet as you can. And you wait as this halfling makes this coffee. You can, see the little wisps of the scent of the coffee kind of move up into the air, and occasionally the wind will blow and some of it will actually disappear into your pocket dimension, but of course it's above his head. He's not paying attention to that.
Yeah.
And a few minutes pass and he's kind of stirring everything. He's got his coffee made. He starts packing everything up. He stamps his fire out and you hear a shout. Dumple, where are you? We have to move. He's like, we have to move. On my way. And he kind of stamps out the fire, kicks a little bit of the snow around, and walks away from you. And now that all of you are quieter listening, you can hear that gruff voice again. The captain still waits. We need to find the deserter and his friends. Their blood needs to stain this snow before the sun rises tomorrow. The Dark One demands it. And the dead? Leave them. The mountains have ways of dealing with waste. Come. And they walk away. You can hear kind of the crunching of the snow and ice as they move away.
Oh, I want to do something, but I'm not going to do it. I want to cast Hunter's Mark on that son of a bitch. Stick my head out and be like, mine. It's not worth it right now.
Okay. So
so you can balance your rope trick ratio.
No, I mean it'd be nice to know where the hell they are. We could have a beat on them. Maybe I should do that. But.
So you've got roughly 20 minutes left on this spell. Okay. What do? Do you wait it out? Are you trying to leave sooner?
Do we want to follow them or do we want to?
How is everybody feeling?
I still have one level of exhaustion, but other than that, I'm fine.
Okay. Would anybody like a short rest? Probably Chiron's the only one that would really benefit from it.
I could, but I don't really need to though.
Well, we're 20 minutes away from one.
Just before every Tuesday night, I just uncheck all my spell slots and
yeah. So what are you supposed to do then? Just jump out and start running? I say we just wait. My vote is to wait, and I'll take the short rest and I'll take some hit dice, some free healing, but because I don't see the reason for rushing the run unless
we think there's more people that could come. Is that what we're thinking?
Were they walking off in the direction that we're headed?
They walked off in the direction from whence you came.
Okay, so that's fine. If they were walking the other way, then I'd be like, we need to do something.
There's still a second party coming towards us.
Yeah, and they made it clear that they're certainly looking for you, at least actively, for the next 2 hours, until the storm comes in. So, and they're trying to catch and kill you before sunrise.
By the way, I can cast rope trick one more time, just so we're all aware. So it actually is worth noting that if we get into a bad way, if we can get just a second of clearance, and I can throw that up there, and they can't get in without the rope. So, it's fail safe. Not to screw my ratio.
Is that like hitting the pause button right before we die?
Yeah.
Yeah, basically. But it gives things like hit dice, and with Chiron, it's like some of his short rest refresh. So
I think we should get on the move now.
Okay, I'll go with the group. My vote is to stay, but I'll go with the group.
Well, if we keep waiting, I imagine we're gonna drop out right as the other group is walking up.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Let's get out there.
Which could be fun. We could do some
get ahead of the storm a little bit.
Do some fast talking.
Oh, I said I'm not so adamant about it. I think Ward would just say to be cautious or to wait, but I understand that there's a risk with that. So I'll go with you guys if you want to jump out too.
Delyaries, can you sneak down and see if the coast is clear?
Absolutely.
Okay, great. So Delyaries, go ahead and roll stealth as you carefully drop the rope out of the opening and climb down.
Oh, a 31.
Oh, hell yeah. Was that a natural 20?
I love it. Yeah.
Plus
One with the
11.
wind.
So you gently, gingerly lower the rope down. It just barely touches the snow, and there's like a couple snowflakes that get kind of pushed up into the air, and you quietly drop out, just kind of using the rope, slowly sliding down it, landing lightly, and able to duck into some rocks. Nobody appears to have noticed you exit the rope trick, and
we didn't even notice.
Go ahead. Yeah, one moment Delyaries is there, the next moment you're like, I'm pretty sure she went outside, but I don't see her anywhere. Go ahead, and now that you're outside, go ahead and roll perception.
9.
9. Okay. Coast looks clear. You don't hear anything. You don't see anything aside from some clouds moving in, and they look to be about 1.5 to 2 hours away.
All right. I'm gonna, as I'm crouching down, kind of aiming, voice pointed at the rope.
Mm-hmm. We can say we're looking up at you.
All right.
Or we're looking out at you. I mean.
Okay. Coast is clear. Next one, come down.
Okay. Who's next?
I'll sneak down next.
Okay. Flux, go ahead and make a stealth check.
I'm like, I don't want to do it. I'm scared.
25.
Nice. So you land lightly right next to Delyaries. Both of you kind of scoot up against these rocks, immediately letting some snow, from the rocks kind of fall on top of you and create a little bit more camouflage. You also kind of put an ear out, listening, and you don't hear or see anything in the immediate area. Who's next?
I'll go. I guess I'll go because I'm thinking. I guess the 3 stealthiest, and then if we have to make a run for it, the 2 the best trackers, like we can lead and follow. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But before I leave, I'm going to cast Disguise Self, and I'm going to just put my hand in front of my face, clear my throat, and make myself look as much like I can, look like Zook the card from the land of Nard as I can.
Okay.
How do you know about? You've met Zook?
I've met
Zook. You've all met Zook,
right? You've met Zook, but I guess. I was just wondering why you would choose Zook in this scenario.
Because if any of those fuckers see, so I want them to be confused. My choices were either you or Zook.
But I don't think I've told you about Zook. I told everyone else about, but you weren't there.
We know that Alabaster told us that you were in league with Zook, and that is dubious.
Okay.
You said he's Zook the card from.
I'll allow it.
And also, we know that that's the Brotherhood of Nard. I think at this point, the cat's out of the bag. Unless I could also be metagaming that on accident. So if I don't actually know that, that's fair, and then I will make myself look like Chiron.
I think
that's something we would all know.
I think that's a pretty fair assessment.
Because I don't want to metagame that at all.
I don't think that would be metagame. You have met Zook. You have been given warning from Alabaster.
I'm gonna crumble down
He introduced himself as Zook the Card from the land of Nard, and then Chiron has said these are the Brotherhood of Nard. So like,
I didn't say that to Ward though, but I guess we're assuming that we would have told Ward. Someone would have told Ward. Okay.
Yeah. So
Ward, you were way in the background. I'm now remembering last session. Finally, you were way in the back when we had that conversation. Nova and I had that conversation.
Well, if I didn't hear that Zook the card, then I'm putting. Actually, if I didn't hear you say that, I'm putting together more disparate straws. Then with that,
I think that we can. I think it's fair to say that a sigil of a face with a scar over its eye, similar to Zook the Card visage, and also like if you're talking about who this is, the Brotherhood, like that would have come up. Now, while Chiron may not have explicitly said it to you, Ward, like you guys have been together for almost an hour discussing what the hell is going on around you. That would have come up. I think that's a safe assumption.
So then I will look like a probably slightly taller Zook.
Okay.
Which he's an illusionist anyway, so I don't know if people initially it's going to give people pause if they know what he looks like. I am also
possibly
assuming they know what he looks like, so I'm taking a risk. They don't necessarily all know what Chiron looks like either, so I'm just want to be a little confusing if I can. We'll see. Or maybe they do know what Chiron looks like.
Do you share that reasoning with anybody, or is that an internal monologue that you have?
What do they know what he looks like?
Right.
No, I think I probably would have just decided to do it because I'm really just trying to look like somebody I think that they know. If it fails, it fails. I'm just trying to look like somebody they know. I'm not really. And if it's somebody with some power, great, because they might listen to me for 2 seconds while everybody else is shooting their face off. So it's just a thing to do that probably won't work it's not a long game. It's not a long-term thing. It's like give us an extra second play, hopefully at some point, if that happens.
Yeah. Just a moment of hesitation. That's
all I'm asking for. If it may not even be a point. It only lasts for an hour anyway. So anyway, with that, I climbed down the rope. Yes.
Okay. Stealth.
17.
Okay. You're a little bit louder than Flux, certainly louder than Delyaries, but you land lightly in the snow, crouch, and look around. You don't hear or see anything.
Okay.
All right. Who's next?
I'll go last.
I'll go next.
I've got disadvantage, so no matter what I do, I'm gonna go crashing down.
All right. Nova, go ahead.
Nope. I rolled a 5.
Okay. So you kind of you jump out, holding onto the rope. You slide down the rope and you land, and kind of snow billows up around you. You hit the small little fire that still kind of remained, and some of it kind of flies out, and you hear it fall, like kind of clatter a bit, fall out into open space, and then just kind of get whipped away with the wind. Those 4 of you that are outside right now, go ahead and roll perception.
Roll to not laugh.
I had a bad feeling. I had a bad feeling.
18.
14.
And Delyaries, what was yours?
9.
9. Okay. And Nova?
Perception?
Yes. Yeah.
7.
Okay. So Flux and Ward, you both hear a very faint voice over here.
If we hear that, well, Flux, I'm guessing with your role, you hear it like it's probably a little bit more evident to you. So I'll let you do it.
We recognize it at all?
Ward, it sounds like one of the voices that you heard conversing earlier, like just a few
so
minutes before.
I'll say to you four out here, or you three out here, or the four of you out here, we have to go now. And I will go over, and I'll as I say that, I'll run over to the rope and say, and yell up to Chiron.
Are you yelling?
Are you yelling, Ward?
Or are you
actually,
doing a stage whisper?
So actually, no, it doesn't even make sense. So is Chiron, are you looking out? Are you looking out the thing? Can you see us? Like,
I'm well, I can see you. I guess we can see, I can see. Oh, there's a window, right?
there's a window. So you're not watching?
No, I am kind of at the furthest back wall with my back pressed against the wall.
Koli, are you looking out the window?
I imagine I was looking out of the bottom one, watching everybody climb down.
Yeah, that's the only
So
one. It's the only
you would
window.
have seen me just fall down and make a bunch of noise.
No angels.
So if Nova's still over by the rope,
Yes.
so maybe that's what happens. Like Nova's still at the bottom of the rope. We hear that. We hear them say that, and I look like Flux and I look back, and we just say to Nova like, "Tell him we got to go." So basically, telling you to tell Koli, so we don't have to yell.
Yeah.
If you just
I'll be
grab
like,
the rope, would they just fall out?
That's what I was gonna do, but then I'm like, that's a fucking commotion.
Yeah.
Just drop 2 of them out of the air.
What's he doing? Oh,
That's why I asked if he was looking, because I feel like we would have either been like, or just grab the rope. So in this case, we just tell Nova, like, because it looks like she didn't hear, so we'll just holler.
Yeah, no, definitely was like getting up and like dusting snow off of myself.
Right. Yeah.
And so she'll like look over and be like, "What? Oh," and signal to Koli up there and be like, "We gotta go. Come on, let's go. Stuff's happening. I don't know."
So as that kind of relay happens, and Koli, you're like, okay, we got to go. Ward and Flux, you both hear Dumple, the halfling. Oh yeah, I had my coffee over there. It seemed clear. I'm sure. Check it again. So what does Koli do?
did I hear that, or do I just see Nova?
Yeah, you're starting to hear other voices. You don't hear those that like you don't understand the conversation, but you hear the conversation that a conversation took place.
So I'll look down at Nova and kind of gesture like, should I come now?
I'll put a robe on. Don't put a robe on.
Okay. Here I come.
Let's go do a stealth. Yeah.
Do a stealth, Koli. Oh shit.
7.
Oh, I saw your one roll. I got excited.
Nice.
I got double disadvantage on stealth.
All right. So you have a moment of hanging in the air that is.
Did I get hung up on the rope?
Of pure grace, and then like your foot catches on the rope, and so you kind of fall sideways. You recover, like you grab a hold of it with your hands, but you're coming out of this place all crooked, and you land pretty heavy. And Nova is barely able to jump out of the way herself as you kind of land in a heap. Again, like a billow of snow kind of goes up, and you could see the wind kind of catch it and then swirl it, and it kind of goes around that corner of rock that you're all hiding behind, and you hear, "Shh, what was that?"
I'll start crawling.
Chiron, you are alone in the pocket dimension for the moment. Koli leapt out of there like it was imperative.
Like he didn't give a shit.
Right.
All three of us are like, okay. And then Koli and Nova just, gagoosh.
Hey, you guys.
I'll walk over and see if I can see, slowly, shakily, and see if I can see out of the 3x5 window.
Yes, you see Koli, Nova dusting themselves off, Ward, Delyaries, and Flux kind of looking nervously to the right. I imagine they're all kind of crouched, looking intently in that direction. Chiron, make a Constitution save.
13.
You had to take a drink before this one. It's not good.
Your mouth fills with bile. And you're able to not just vomit it out, but you could taste it, and it is horrid. And you kind of turn your head to the side and kind of spit it out, and it comes out, and it is a kind of a yellowish gray fluid that you have spit out, and it's disgusting.
So when you cast rope trick again, do we go into the same place? Like if you leave it there and we go back to the rope trick?
It's I have it steam clean every time.
Yeah. It's like an Airbnb. Somebody comes in and kind of cleans it out.
I got a service. Don't worry about it. They have some pixies. They hang out.
I'll kind of wipe my mouth and just look sour, and so I can see, and I only see my friends below.
Yes. Yep. But you can see the direction that they're looking. Go ahead and roll, and I'll leave it up to you if you want to roll perception or investigation.
I'll do perception.
Okay.
5.
Okay. You see your friends. They all look intently in the direction from where you all came before you went into the rope trick.
Okay, I'm gonna wild shape into a spider and crawl down.
Okay, regular size spider or giant spider?
Regular size spider.
Okay, all right. So you wild shape, shrink down into this little spider, and you carefully kind of crawl out of the opening and down the rope. As you
Put
do,
him in a glass jar.
Yeah, it's like itsy bitsy spider.
Step on him.
And Ward, Flux, and Delyaries, go ahead and roll perception again.
Yeah.
As Koli and Nova climb to their feet and clean themselves off, getting ready to basically respond.
8 here.
26.
15.
15. Okay. So Flux, was that an 18 or an 8?
8.
Okay. All right. So Flux, you don't hear anything, but Ward and Delyaries, both of you hear a barely above a whisper. On the count of 3. 1, 2. So you have a moment.
Oh my God.
You have a moment.
So I hear that. And
Yes. Yep.
Ward's the only one.
Am I the only one here?
Ward and Delyaries, the two of you hear that happen. Now
I
you
say-
don't have enough time to talk to each other or to verify that you've heard it, aside from maybe a look. But they are coming around this corner in a split second.
Are they within 30 feet of me?
We don't even know that yet, huh?
You don't know. You haven't seen them.
Don't know
You can only hear them. Yeah.
Okay. I'll say, run. And I will say, and I will say in the most Zook voice that I can, who goes there?
Go ahead and roll performance.
That's not good.
Yeah.
That's not good.
That was good.
Okay.
We're gonna get everyone to do a Zook by the end of this game.
and Flux would ready an attack.
12.
Okay. It's not terrible.
Okay.
It's not terrible. and you hear there is a pause between 1, 2, and you would expect to hear 3, and then it doesn't happen. Delyaries, what are you doing? Again, this is just like a quick action that you can take.
I think she immediately and instinctively grabs a weapon. She pulls out probably her 2 daggers.
Okay.
On both hands. She just kind of like grabs them from the side, the sheaths, and just kind of
pulls them both out. Like, okay.
Yep.
All right.
Stands up also, like kind of stands up, like sort of like in a run position to almost run, but hasn't even had time to do that yet.
Okay. So Flux, Koli, Chiron, and Nova, 4 of you see Delyaries ready herself. Ward suddenly take on the affectation of a decent Zook, the card. It's not entirely clear. Flux, as you're right there, you do hear Ward say run quietly under his breath. So Flux, you have the opportunity right now. If you would like to run, you can. If not, then we're just gonna go into the next action.
Yeah, I would take that opportunity to ready my bow.
Okay. All right. So like you hear that, and I love how Ward tells everybody to run, and they're like,
no,
they're like, no, I refuse. I refuse to run. Yeah.
Last time.
Yeah.
I might try to move towards some cover of some sort, but it probably wouldn't get there.
So yeah, I mean
or at least eye the cover.
Yeah, you guys are in decent cover right now with your stealth check, so it's not terrible.
We're still by the rocks, right? We're still kind of by those.
Yeah.
And you hear Ward from the other side of these rocks. You hear, sir, and a halfling kind of peeks out and looks, and just in the moment of like from eyes of narrowed in suspicion to eyes wide in shock, as he realizes that there's 6 of you standing there, a couple of you ready to attack immediately. So anybody with a ranged attack can do so in this moment, as this halfling like cautiously kind of peeks around the corner and is kind of frozen in shock.
If I see that, I will tell the group. They may not listen, but I'm going to tell them anyway. Hold on. Put your weapons down.
I'll walk up next to Ward as Zook and just smile and wave.
Okay.
Wait, you make yourself look like Zook?
No.
No, he's
that would be
going
hilarious.
I was like, that would be so fucking cool.
That'd be crazy. So we're going all in on this fucking crazy gambit, huh?
Okay.
Well, I told you guys to run.
Let's do it.
All right. So so Koli, you go over to Ward and confidently just kind of like wave as Ward looks like Zook. Delyaries, what do you do? Since you're really the only one with a weapon drawn and at the ready.
So stupid. Don't listen to me. Don't listen to Ward.
Are we at all aware that this halfling that we see is dangerous? Like, are we sensing that?
So, yeah.
You know that this is Dumple, the member of the Brotherhood of Nard that was enjoying his coffee just below the rope trick. So
yeah,
he is under orders to hunt and kill all of you. You know that he is disgruntled. He does not appreciate that they don't appreciate his coffee making skills. But other than that, he is definitely an enemy. Like, yeah, okay, he's definitely an enemy.
I can either try to kill him, or I can try to charm him. Okay.
I will remind you, Delyaries, I believe you have an Ace of Hearts on your person.
I do as well. This is what I'm banking on some of us using this shit right now.
Given to you by Zook the card.
That's right.
Yes.
I do have that.
So I'll that's
Do I know what that did? Because I think he gave it to me, but I had no clue what it did. I just
you have
knew
no
it was some
idea.
kind of magical.
yeah,
Argor
you
gave,
have
I
no
think
idea.
Argor
You
gave one to me and
picked
Flux
up
too, right?
on
I got a Queen of Hearts.
yeah, you picked up on a faint aura of arcane magic on it. But that's it. But with Ward trying to do this, run this play, that is something that you have in your possession that might give you an advantage in some way. So I just wanted to remind you in case you had forgotten that you do have that in your possession.
No, I'm glad you reminded me. I'm not sure I would know how to use it. Like I could pull it out because this is associated with this is what Zug gave me.
Yes, it is from Zuk. Like this,
The
yeah,
real
yeah.
Mhm.
Maybe it's a VIP pass. You don't know.
I can tell you what I want. I could tell you what I want metagame, and it's nothing to do with you guys' actions. It's more like just to get them all out in the open first. But
The halfling's name is Dumple.
Dumple, yeah, which we know.
Yeah,
because
Dumple.
we heard that, right?
Yeah.
And
but please do whatever you want. Like if
they're in cahoots with Zook, right? Like that's why Ward changed into Zook.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
You know that they are both from Nard. That Zook is a dangerous person.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. This is weird, but
what I'm doing.
I think this might. I think this may be interesting. I maybe want to pull that card out and show it, and just kind of use my charm skill to maybe say to Dumple,
Dumple.
not Dimple, to say to Dumple, I am a friend of Zook. Look, and then I pull out the card and kind of flash it in the air.
Careful, don't start throwing that around anywhere.
So you pull the card, and do you try and put any sort of flair on it, or are you simply presenting it?
I'm just simply presenting it.
Okay, all right. And you see like the face kind of change from suspicion to surprise to now like confusion. Just like all in quick succession. Like his face is just contorting into these emotions. And you see him mouth the words like, which suit is that? Like he doesn't say it out loud. But he's looking at the card and he's and then Flux, you were the other one that kind of had an opportunity to ready in action. What do you do?
I don't do anything.
Okay.
I have my attack ready and trained on Dumple.
Okay.
Dumple, and that's it.
Okay. Then I will go to. So you just kind of hold. Koli has walked over. What does Nova do?
The only one with any charisma, by the way, like any real charisma.
I guess if I were to go back and if I were to do anything, it would just be to like position myself in a way that looks like I'm defending Zook.
Okay, so you kind of like step forward and take a defensive posture with Zook kind of like at your back or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Cool.
Yep. Sorry.
Yeah, I think she's just gonna like wait and see what's gonna happen with this here, because the funny thing is, I think the day that we had the Zook encounter was the day that my power went out. So I missed a lot of that whole situation.
Okay. All right. Well, I am really excited to see how this pans out.
You are.
I just want to apologize for getting you guys into this.
This is awesome, Lord. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Chiron, you are still in tiny little spider form. You're basically invisible.
Which I like. This is good. That's good.
Yeah, you are not noticed with everything going on right now. There's no way in hell that you are going to be noticed as this tiny little spider crawling down a rope with, like a storm brewing, only a short time away, and with all of this confusion going on. So what would you like to do?
I'd like to, so the reason why, I don't know if I should, the reason why I came out was because of, Chiron feels like he's sick now. He really realizes it with the wilting sunflower and the fucking bile in his mouth. Nice touch. And so I'm gonna head to Koli, to wherever Koli is. That's where I'm gonna head in spider form and try to crawl up his pant leg, and hopefully he doesn't swat at me.
Inside or outside?
Outside, I think is probably the safe bet there.
Does Koli doesn't even know that he transformed into a spider, right?
Oh, we don't. I
No,
don't think did anybody see it?
No.
Nobody saw him transform into a spider. As far as all of you are concerned,
By the way, I have 1 hit point.
he's still up in the rope trick. So he's not even here, which may or may not be a good thing. You're not entirely sure about that. Okay. So Dumple kind of looks at you, Zook, and looks at everyone else, and you can see him scan, and he gets like yanked back behind the rock, like just obviously by somebody else.
I eat a good berry real quick.
And he popped good berry in. And he you can hear like a short little conversation starting to happen. What did you see? I saw the dark one. That is impossible. How many are there? 5? Not counting the dark one, though. So 4? He's not the dark one.
We hear that?
Yes.
I say, well, I guess there's only one way to find out, isn't there?
This is good. This is great.
But I appreciate your counting skills.
So as you say that, a Goliath steps out from behind the rock, and he has Dumple kind of in a grip, and he pulls him out, kind of tosses him in front of himself, and he looks at you, Ward, specifically. If you were who you claim to be, we would already be dead. And he kind of grins, and he starts drawing a sword. And you see Dumple kind of look at him, and then Dumple's whole demeanor kind of shifts, and he smiles, and he reaches to his belt and pulls out 2 blades. And then Dumple turns and yells, and his voice kind of echoes louder than what it should, almost sounding like a war horn.
Cool.
Yeah.
And we are going to roll initiative.
Let's go.
Okay.
Oh, wow, this is wild and crazy.
I wanted to get, my whole thing was like, I just was like, if maybe if either you guys run or you stay and they all come out in the open and then we have all clean shots. But I was hoping that a war horn wasn't going to happen. I'll tell you that.
I got an 8.
Outnumbered now.
All right.
For the moment.
8 for Flux.
8 for Koli.
I'm using that. I'm using my coin.
Okay.
On initiative. Why?
That sounds like a waste, but okay.
I'm not using it. 8. Screw it.
8 for you as well.
Who cares?
Okay.
Who cares? Yeah. Just wanted to be able to go early.
What is that coin? Is it once per day or once per long rest?
I think the thing was once per session.
Once
Oh,
per
that's right.
session. Yeah.
I rolled a 5.
Oh. Jesus, guys, I rolled a 12.
Delyaries
It was
is
like, not on
5.
my watch.
Here's the problem. I didn't fool them really. but I fooled you guys. You guys are really into my performance.
Yeah.
I rolled an 11.
Oh,
An
did I
11.
know?
Okay.
My goodness.
It's bad, folks.
They don't know what we look like. We could act like Ward is the imposter.
I mean, I'm open to it. Just tell Ward.
Yeah.
I'll run. I'll run. You know what I mean?
We're trying to like get him. No, you guys aren't buying it.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, it was fun for a moment. I thought maybe they would just all come out and you guys could gank them or something, but disguise self. It's only really worked once.
All right.
I've only tried it like 3 times.
I mean, you got what you wanted out of it, which was
we just couldn't make much
hesitation.
out of it. We just couldn't make much out of it, which it's just that would have taken some coordination ahead of time, probably, which we didn't, because I didn't think of doing that until right before I went out there. So
Right.
it
Yeah.
is what it is.
So you got what you wanted.
So I guess it technically worked, but the planning as is D&D's
Right.
That's
So
my bad. I should have
Dumple
just told you
goes
that.
first because he is an incredibly fast rogue.
Oh.
And
Oh,
I
great.
actually need to look
I
up
hope Delyaries and Flux take offense to that.
Goodness.
what he does on his first turn as an assassin.
Like a million things.
Yeah. So he is gonna be dirty. Oh, he's gonna be dirty. Okay. He is going to leap up, and it's going to be even for Delyaries, odd for Flux. Since the two of you are in the front. Even. So Delyaries coming at you.
Right.
All right, that is going to be a 21 to hit. And it is going to count as a critical.
Oh shit, assassins. These mofos.
As
That's why I was
he
considering taking a level in that. Crazy.
Are we right next to each other? Like, am I maybe right behind her?
yes.
Can I use Vigilant Guardian and switch places with her?
You can. Yeah. Okay.
Whoa.
Very chivalrous.
So I grab you, pull you back, and
Does
Take the-
21
take the-
hit your armor class?
yes,
Okay.
it's
Wow.
18.
Okay.
What lies beneath that tricorn hat?
All right. So that's going to be 9, 11, 13. Going to be 34 damage total.
Oh God.
I can take it.
Dumple?
Yeah, I thought we were friends, Dumple.
And
Oh,
as he
boy.
so he leaps forward with the daggers, and he kind of like strikes once, and you don't really feel anything, but you go to kind of defend against it, and as that blow is deflected, you see him kind of like look up at you and sneer, and then stabs his second dagger in between a small gap in your armor, and you feel it go in. There's a solid, like, sickening thud as it kind of breaks through your skin, sinks deep, and when he pulls it out, he kind of twists, and just a small spray of blood hits the snow beside you. And he is going to leap back out of range next to the Goliath, who is going to step forward with his sword and strike at you as well. He is going to be a 19. Does 19
Put
hit?
Delyaries back in front of me.
Do.
Yeah, 19 hits.
Yeah, okay. And he is going to bring his great sword down in a sweeping arc and do another 8 damage
Okay.
with that. And he is going to bellow. his yell kind of echoing off of the peaks around you as well. And Nova, it is your turn.
Okay. I'll just shoot an Eldritch Blast at Dumple. Did he hide at the end of his turn? Is he still out in the open?
No, he disengaged as his bonus action. So he is still he's still out in the open. Yeah.
Okay, I'll go after him while I can still see him.
Okay, perfect. Take advantage of it while you can.
Oh, actually, Jeremy, my initiative is not 8, it's 10. Just 10. For what it's worth.
Oh, well,
I don't know if that makes a difference, but
that does make a difference. Yeah.
Because I forgot to add my Dread Ambusher to
Okay, so that is a 28 and a 20. A 28 and a 20.
Nice. Yes, both of those will hit.
Nice.
Okay. So that is 8 and 15.
Okay, nice.
Blast.
Solid couple hits from the Eldritch Blast.
I rolled a 10.
That's a cantrip, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Shit.
Okay. All right. Do you make any move or bonus action?
I'm just gonna take just a couple steps away.
Okay.
Yeah. Just move farther back.
Yep. Perfect. All right. Next is Chiron.
How far away are we from the Goliath? He just swung, so we're pretty close, right?
You on Koli are 5 feet away from the Goliath.
Oh, perfect. All right, I'm gonna come out of wild shape form. So I'm gonna just all of a sudden the spider erupts into a barky Goliath, kind of. There's always a little bit of bark on me, and I fall. I imagine Koli stumbles a little bit because I kind of fall off of his leg. I'm so big, and I cast friends on myself, on myself.
Okay. All right.
And
hold on a second. Let me look that one up real quick. I don't think it would help in this situation, and I don't.
Is it because he's hostile to me?
Yes. Yeah. So he's automatically hostile, which I don't think friends will overcome. I think they have to have at least an indifferent attitude towards you.
Yeah, that's a good point. Okay, then I'm going. Good, that's an interesting idea. Okay, then I'm going to cast Conjure Mire Elementals.
Okay,
and I'm going to summon. I think I want to do 4 Mephits. I think magma Mephits. Now, because we're in ice, I may have to do an ice Mephit. But what do you think?
Yeah, let me look up the. Personally, I love Mephits. So
yeah, they're funny. They're little rascals.
I'm so into this. Yeah, I love them.
Ice probably makes more sense because of where we are, but I like magma better.
With a quick look at their stat sheet, they are vulnerable to cold, which means with that vulnerability, they're just going to straight up be taking damage every turn that they exist out here because
let's go. Yeah, let's go ice Mephits then. So we'll do four ice Mephits.
All right.
And so, these little things just fucking fly around and wreak havoc.
Yep, they're great. Okay.
I like to imagine they're just kind of cackling.
The ice ones are one of my favorites too because they're death burst. They're fun.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. As you cast this spell, the kind of swirling winds and ice around you start to take form into these 4 kind of angular, sharpened forms that have tiny little glass-like wings drifting through the snow. Long claws kind of congeal on the edges as if kind of like partially melting and then freezing simultaneously into these long icicles. And I will have you, you also notice that these ice methods have a slight yellowish gray tinge to them, similar to the bile that you found in your mouth only moments before.
Oh, good. Is it their turn?
I think so. I think as soon as you summon them, they get to go. So
Okay, cool. All 4 are gonna fly up in frost breath.
Yeah. I don't know what that is, but it sounds cool.
okay.
So
And
it's a cone. So I think,
think
they'll hit
that's
both.
dexterity saves, right?
Yeah, just 10, DC 10, but
Okay.
they take damage no matter what.
All right. And you say that. You say that, but
great.
I forget. Are Goliaths resistant to cold?
I guess it depends on if they're mountain born or not.
They both pass.
Okay, so it's
and I'm gonna.
they're gonna take half of 2d4.
Okay, so the assassin takes none.
Okay, so that's they're gonna take 3.
Okay,
is half of my 6 that I rolled.
all right. And the other thing is, so you said all of them attacked
Yes.
in that manner. Okay.
Yeah, so 4 of those.
4 of those. So they failed 1. They both failed 1.
Okay, so for the fail, I rolled max damage. 8.
Okay, so 8. All right.
And then for the others, it's 2 and 3 damage is the half. So that
Okay.
would be what they were supposed to take of cold
All right.
damage.
So another 8, 50. Okay, cool. Nicely done. Okay, and they're kind of like swirling around your foes. As this happens, you can see the Goliath look over in your direction and smile, and you can hear him very quietly, kind of under his breath. This is going to be easy.
Like that.
And you know this Goliath. You trained this Goliath years and years ago. This Goliath was a young boy when you were a member of this order. And he's now grown up into clearly a savage and accomplished warrior, judging by the scars he bears, the calm, cool, collected look on his face as he faces down 6 of you with a halfling at his side, not bothered by the methods that you've just summoned. You know the name of this Goliath is Eris Stormstone.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Well.
Oh well. All right, Ward, it is your turn.
Well, I don't know any of that, so I guess I just pew pew pew. How far away am I from each of the respective baddies in front of us right now?
I'm gonna say you're 10 feet from Eris, maybe 20 from Dumple.
I'm going to move back sort of or towards where we're going, but no further than say like 30 feet from either of them. And I'm going to just to stay within touching distance, and I'm going to take 3 shots at the guy that I saw causing all the ruckus, the noise.
Mm-hmm.
Although, who's done all the damage right now? Most of the damage has been done by Dumple at the moment.
Yes.
So I guess I would just go with that. And I saw him cause a huge ruckus, so I'll take 3 shots at him. But I'll bonus action Hunter's Mark him.
Okay.
Is this the play? Okay, whatever. Okay. So 3 attacks. I should have that up. 23 on the first. No, 25 on the first.
Yeah, that definitely hits.
Okay, so that would be 3, 7, 11, and then an extra 1d8 for that. So 15 damage on the first hit.
Okay.
And then, for the hell of it, I'm going to do this next one sharpshooter, just see if I can tempt fate. Nope, that'll be a miss. 9 total, and I'm going to do the same thing. And a natural 1. I'm going to use my coin on that one. 19.
19 will hit.
And then, wait, did I call sharpshooter on the third one? I
did,
right?
You called sharpshooter on the third one.
14, so I don't know if that hits.
14 does not.
Okay, so I just missed on that. All right, great.
So the first one, he's distracted by the sudden arrival of Argor Cliffborn, and you can see him again kind of take on that look of shock. And so the arrow kind of catches him unaware, especially coming from you. There was still some confusion on whether or not you were Zook. But the other 2 he saw coming, it was easily able to move out of the way and kind of move and shift his body in position enough where he became too difficult of a target to hit.
I'll drop my form and I'll wink at him.
He smiles at you.
Mm.
Flux, it is your turn.
Fuck.
Cool. I would attack the halfling. And is he word shot? Sorry.
Yeah. So he's at range.
At range. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Then that's what I would do, and I would use firebolt.
Okay.
For that, and I would roll a 24.
That will definitely hit him.
Good. And then I would roll. I need matching d10s. 14.
Okay. 14.
And can I also probably want to take some sort of cover, use the hide action basically, and or bonus action, and get somewhere if I can.
Yes. So there's space up here to maneuver a little bit. You can definitely retreat a bit and find some cover among some of the rocks on this mountain face.
All right, that's probably what I would do. But also, yeah, that's what I would do. And then I would have Levi, if he's around, just zoom in and basically make an assist for somebody.
Okay. So who are you helping?
He would be swooping in on the halfling. So whoever is attacking him, I guess, it would be distracting. Or
okay, cool. Yep. So we'll just say that Levi is helping to attack the halfling. So if anybody between now and the beginning of your next turn attacks Dumple, then they will have advantage on that attack. Okay. Awesome. Go ahead and roll stealth as well with your bonus action to
10.
10. Okay.
So the plus.
All right. Koli, your turn. Face to face with the Goliath. Side by side with the Goliath.
Is it just the Goliath and Dumple?
Yes.
Wait, was he side by side with him? Sorry. Was he right there?
Me.
Okay, sorry.
I'm right next. That's what he means. I'm right next to Koli is what he's talking about.
Oh, okay. All right, sorry.
Yeah.
Never mind. Sorry.
I'm gonna try and cast blindness on Dumple.
Ooh. Okay.
It's a con 15.
Con. Okay. Not terrible. He fails.
Nice.
He
Can
fails. Okay.
Can I guess it wouldn't be an attack or anything, but I want to grab him and maybe like push him into the Goliath's way.
So you would have to go through.
Oh,
Eris.
he's behind.
Yeah, he's behind. Yeah.
I'll just move out of the way of the Goliath then, kind of like just back up like 5 or 10 feet, probably 10 feet out of arm's range.
Okay. I imagine that actually without using the disengage action, we'll leave this up to Chiron to make a decision. Koli looks like he needs to back away. Chiron, if you step in, then basically Koli can back away without having to use the disengage action.
Well, can I kind of circle around? I guess that'd be staying in range, but so where Dumple isn't behind Eris, just kind of get a better vantage of both of them.
Got it. Yes.
Okay.
Yep. You can definitely do that. All right. And Delyaries.
So Delyaries, like after Koli kind of pushed her back, she kind of like fell back, kind of almost fell down. And so she sort of lifts herself up and then she's reached for her crossbow, heavy crossbow, and arms it. And she's going to take a shot at Dumple.
Okay. You are going to have advantage on this shot because they are blinded now.
Okay.
And you're getting help from Levi as well. So yeah, definitely advantage on this shot.
Let's see. 13.
13 will miss. So you've still got movement and a bonus action if you'd like.
I do have a bonus action. Let's see. So it says bonus action 2 weapon fighting.
So in this case, because you're wielding a two-handed weapon, you won't get the benefit. Yeah.
So there's a bonus action. There's also like an other action, but well, that was if I hit, so never mind. So the bonus action, dash, disengage, or hide. How far away is Koli? Is he still right in front, kind of to the side of me, or is he close?
Yeah, he's shifted. I'd say he's maybe 10 or 15 feet away. He just kind of like strafed a little bit to get a better vantage point of the two enemies.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna see, is there anything close by that I can kind of take a little bit of cover from?
Yep. There's plenty of rocks and that sort of thing around. If you want to use the hide as your bonus action, I'll just have you roll stealth.
Okay, cool. I'll hide in the idea that I'm going to sort of hide to kind of use the rock as like my aimer for the next round.
Okay.
Crossbow. So stealth. Oh yeah, it's good. 28.
Okay, nice. Yeah, you were able to get fully behind some rocks for full cover. Yeah, so good hiding spot. All right, well, Dumple is blinded. He starts yelling, and then he stops for a moment, and then you see him kind of cock his ears towards you, and he turns and throws 2 daggers. So this is going to go at who moved? Koli was the one who moved. Oh, Argor. Yeah, or Chiron. Definitely towards Chiron. Now these are going to be at disadvantage because he can't see, but that's a 1 and a 3, so he's definitely going to miss with that. And then he's going to make his Constitution saving throw with a 1, so that's another failure, and then he is going to attempt to hide, which I will also do with disadvantage because hiding would be something you would need to be able to see. And that's a 2, so he is not doing great this round.
Oh, check those dice.
I mean, the others weren't bad, right? Like that one was a 2 and an 18, so disadvantage definitely took its toll on that. All right, let's see. And this will be Eris's turn, who will Eris is going to turn away from you, Koli. He does not care about you right now, and he is going towards Chiron. Full tilt. And he is going to as he lunges forward, Chiron, he's going to say, like, what's he gonna say? What's a good taunt? Oh yeah, because you trained him. This has been a long time coming, Sergeant. And he is going to take 2 swings at you with his greatsword. First one will be a 14. The second one will be a 12.
14 hits.
Okay.
Bless you.
Is your armor class 13 now? Right now?
It's 14 right now.
It's 14. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Because you have the bark skin?
No, because I have leather armor on. I put my armor on. My leather armor on. I wasn't wearing it for some reason before. I don't remember why.
So that will be 8 slashing from his attack. All right. And he is very happy to be able to test his skills against you. The old man. Nova, your turn.
I think she's gonna go after Dumple again.
Okay.
Yeah. Is it still with advantage because he's still blind?
Yes.
So that's a 19 and a 15.
Both will
plus
hit.
that.
You're about to murk Dumple.
That is let's see, 13 and 15
for damage. So 28 total. Holy shit.
I rolled an 8 and a 10.
Oh my god. So with that, wow. So this is, so you have the bonus, charisma bonus to the damage.
I think so.
Okay.
I have on D&D Beyond it, I have 1d10 plus 5 as my thing. Oh, yeah. See, it worked that time.
Cool.
But I can't see like how it came up with that number.
Okay.
I'll look.
So you probably have the invocation to give you the extra damage. Yeah, agonizing blast. Thank you.
Oh, yeah,
that's the one.
I have that.
I was fucking around with the warlock today.
Cool. So Nova, you have your characteristic golden and white glow around you as you target this floundering halfling, trying to like feel his way along the rocks while not slipping off of this cliff face. And you tag him twice with your Eldritch Blast, 2 searing beams of celestial energy, and he flops backwards and lies still.
Hell yes.
All right. Did you want to move or bonus action?
I will bonus action. What is it? Healing light on Koli.
Okay.
And so I will. How does this work? Oh, I have 10d6. I can use 5 at a time. I will use.
I'll still have plenty of hit points if you want to save it. I still have 51 hit points.
Okay. I mean, you did take like 34 damage.
Well, my base is 93.
It was
I mean,
just
I'll
a,
take
Okay.
it.
it's just a third of his damage. It's really
Yeah.
not. A,
You know, it's not apparently it's not a big deal.
I'll take it.
Okay.
She's trying to
I mean,
prove
I'm
that
not
she can
giving-
do more than murder.
Yeah. I'll use 4 on you.
Okay.
So that is 15.
Nice. Thanks.
And then I will take like another 3 steps back.
okay. Cool. Chiron.
Why do I feel like you do all of this stuff? Like Nova's doing all this stuff, like ugh, and then it's like murder. Ugh.
Yes, because that's what it is.
I am going to. The methods go after me, or can they go before me?
They go after you.
Okay, son of a bitch. I'm gonna cast Bark Skin.
Okay. What does that change your armor class to?
16,
Nice.
and
Make a charisma save.
okay. Let's see what this bark looks like, huh? 11.
Okay. It forms. It definitely does not feel as strong as it normally does. Like usually when you cast that spell, you feel stronger, more rigid, like a tree. And it's just not. The magic is
Why-
not the same.
Do I know my current AC?
You do not. It just doesn't feel right.
God. Okay.
Oh no.
Classic.
Fix it.
Classic stuff. Okay, the methods are going to 3 of the methods are going to attack.
Okay.
They're all going to attack, obviously, the Goliath.
Okay.
So I guess +3 to hit. Boom. 17, 15, and 19. Oh, nice.
All 3.
Nice.
All 3 of those hit. Yep.
So it's 1d4 hit. 1d4 plus 1 slash damage plus 1d4 cold damage. Is he resistant to cold? So I don't even bother. rolling
He's
it, or-
resistant to cold. Yeah.
So I won't bother rolling it. Okay. So did I hit on all 3?
Yes.
Pretty bad. 7 total damage.
Okay.
Slashing damage to him. And then the 4th is going to cast Fog Cloud
Ooh.
over him. Right right around where he was. So Fog Cloud, basically there's just opaque fog.
Mhm.
And he's effectively blinded, but we can't see him either.
Okay. I like it. All right. So fog cloud. How big is that? Is that like a 30-foot,
20-foot sphere.
20-foot sphere? Okay. Radius or diameter?
That's a great question. I believe that's diameter. Oh wait, sorry,
Okay.
no, 20-foot radius. 20-foot radius, so 40
Yeah,
foot.
it's radius.
So all of you
Whoops.
are now in a fog cloud.
Suckers.
All of
Thanks,
you are in
that's
a fog
great.
cloud.
Can't see anything.
Yeah, I suggest. Oh, I'll leave it to you guys. We're gonna bro play this.
Yeah. And let's see here. Where does he go? All right. So all of you are in a fog cloud at this point, and Ward, it is your turn.
Oh man, I can't even move Stalker's Hunter's Mark over to him because I
It
can't.
sucks
see
because I
him.
go like right after them too. We may as well just bounce, guys. If
Fuck. I have no chance to move Hunter's Mark over there unless I get right up on him. Obviously, I can't. I'm not gonna do that. I guess I don't have a choice. Did I see Chiron do that? Like, do I know this is coming from Chiron?
It came from
No.
the method.
It rolled out from one of the methods that he had summoned.
Okay, but I know that those are his because maybe I saw because I assume.
Yes.
I guess then it's just I'll start trying to get out of the fog cloud.
Okay.
And I'll just try to move towards the direction that we're heading.
You can. You will have to, if you're trying to move through this fog cloud and not fall off a cliff, you're going to have to do so at half speed, and I'm going to have you roll perception.
So wait, because we're kind of on the edge of a mountain situation here.
Yes. Yep.
Is that what you're saying?
And like the snow and the fog and the wind, like everything around you is going to be pretty much the same color.
Well, that really gums up the works, don't it? I don't know what to do. I actually don't know what to do.
If you wait for a moment, you can see that already the fog cloud is starting to disperse, but it has not yet.
Yeah, it won't be before my turn's over.
Right.
You remember where he was standing? Just fire into it.
Yeah, I guess I'll just take a couple shots into the area he was and hope that I don't hit my friends.
Oh boy.
We don't want to. You don't want to try to get out of.
What am I? I don't want to fall off the mountain.
No, well,
So it's either fire a couple of shots or fall off the mountain. What's the worst case scenario in either of those situations?
I mean, doing nothing is also an option.
I already did nothing with Zook.
Yeah.
And you did it well.
Yeah.
I'm gonna. I don't know. Well, actually, when this fog dropped, what was around the Eris? It was Koli and the Mephits.
Koli, Chiron, and the Mephits.
Okay, sounds like a band, like a '60s, it's like Motown. Koli and the Mephits. Koli, Chiron, and the Mephits. Okay, and where? So, I guess I'm just gonna move because I don't want to take a chance of hitting them. I'm gonna move as slow as I possibly can towards like away, I guess. I'll be up against the side of the mountain and like moving that. I'll try to get there if I can and do that because I don't want to actually hit anybody.
Okay, cool.
So I'll you want me to roll perception for that?
Yep, go ahead and roll perception.
22.
Great. Yep, you were able to tell the difference between the fog and the snow and the ice and the rock and work your way very slowly, but successfully.
And I can't see Eris at all. He's totally opaque.
Yes. Yep.
Okay. All right. So I lose Hunter's Mark then. All right.
You don't lose it just because you can't see it.
Well, so actually, that's a good question. Can I feel if Dumper?
Dumple. He pops his head up. How dare you? And then he falls back unconscious.
Is he just unconscious?
Yeah, he is unconscious.
Okay, so he's still alive. Okay, so interesting. So I'll actually call that out. So I'll say, as I'm moving, the annoying one's not dead. As I'm sort of like
carefully moving your way.
Yeah.
All right. Perfect. Flux, your turn.
Cool.
You're also in the middle of a fog cloud.
Yeah.
Actually, where you are, you're on the outside of the fog cloud. You can't see anybody else until the end of Ward's turn, where he kind of like gets to the edge. But everything else you can't see. Because you had retreated a little bit last turn, so you're outside of it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, then that might change some things. God damn it. Chiron.
And Chiron, go ahead and roll a d6 for me.
You guys ever seen one of those before?
No,
Well,
because it's in fog right now.
5.
How many of
Five,
us are
okay.
irritated?
Jesus. I know that let's see, Koli was pretty close to the Goliath, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm not just gonna fire in there. I will just take a better position if I can with some cover and ready an attack to where the action just was a second ago. And
So tough.
damn, actually, yeah, no. Doesn't make any sense.
Just send a fireball. You want to do it.
I know, I do. Yeah, okay. That's it. That's all I got. And then I'd send Levi into the fog. Just like dive bomb that way. And he goes faithfully, willingly into the fray. He probably, as soon as he gets into the fog, he like hits some tree branches that he couldn't quite see in the fog. He's like, slap him. Just gonna dive bomb right through him anyway. And he's moving toward the Goliath.
One day you're going to regret all of this. I promise you that. Levi is going to fail you.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Koli.
One day. Not
All
today.
right. So even though we're all surrounded by fog, we're still like me, Chiron, and Eris are all still like within arm's reach of each other.
Yes. Yep.
All right. So I want to reach out and grab Eris and kind of, I guess I'd pull myself closer to him since he's a Goliath. And I want to cast Command.
Okay.
And it's a Wisdom 15 save.
Wisdom 15. Okay.
And I'm going to like face palm him and yell, surrender.
Roll to 16.
Just bite my finger.
No, he holds you back.
Does he do the forehead?
he's just holding your forehead, and you're like, come on, trying to reach him. He's definitely still focused on the shadowy outline of Chiron.
All right. I'll move around again and position myself right next to Thumper.
Okay.
Dumple.
It's Dumple, and he falls back down unconscious. Okay. And finally, Delyaries.
So right now, Delyaries can't see anything, right? She's in the fog, so she can't even see the Goliath.
Correct. Yep.
Okay. I think what she's gonna reach in her backpack, and she has fishing gear. So she's gonna actually pull out her fishing rod and quickly assemble it, and she's just gonna use it like a blind person, like kind of move it back and forth as she's sort of crawling on the ground.
Okay.
To try to see if she can maneuver her way out of the fog.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and roll perception. And you can, with that, using that tool, give yourself advantage.
I rolled a 22 without advantage.
Oh, okay. Well, I suppose you don't need it. So you're able to make your way out. Now, question, do you try and make your way out of this fog cloud towards your escape route, or are you trying to get to somebody else?
I think I'm trying to get out of the fog as an escape route.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So you are able to get to the edge of the fog. You see Ward and Flux. You do not see anybody else, but
All right.
you're basically on the outside now, on the other side of it.
They just see the tip of my pole coming out. And what is that?
Right. Yeah. First, yeah.
And
You, and then you follow. Yep. Perfect. Okay. Let's see here. So Dumple. Oh shit. Okay. Your Hunter's Mark spell seems to get weaker. As in, you know that your target is dying.
I was trying to make a casting pun in the chat, and then you said that. So I got just so everybody know, I was making a fishing casting pun that I couldn't quite figure out. And we can move on. You're like casting perception or something.
Casting perception. And then Eris is going to turn to Chiron and smile. And Chiron, go ahead and make a wisdom saving throw as in your head you see images of skeletal remains move back and forth, ringing bells.
26.
26. Okay, cool. And with that, he kind of moves back, surprised that you were able to resist that. And he is going to step away from you. If you would like to take an attack of opportunity, you can, but he moves out of sight.
Who's your best friend? Who's your best buddy?
Wait, fog is gone.
Not yet. It's dissipating, but the wind is starting to break it up.
I kneel down behind the Goliath.
I can see him.
You have a split second that you can. Yeah.
Okay, I would love to swing.
Okay.
With Shard, the ice dagger. What do I get on plus on that baby? Anyone know?
Your dexterity or your strength modifier,
Cool.
and then you get an additional +1 because it is a magic weapon.
15.
15 hits, just barely.
Cool. Is that, what is that? 2d6?
Yes.
Anyways, no, it's a dagger. It's probably 2d4, right?
It's 1d4 plus 1d6.
Oh, got it. I can roll that. 10. Man, roll max damage.
Nice.
Max damage warning. I don't mind hitting him with an ice dagger. Don't worry. We'll figure it out.
Okay. And Nova, it's your turn.
She is gonna try to get out of the fog. Would I have to roll for that?
Perception.
And if I fail, I fall off a cliff.
Not necessarily.
Well, I did not do well.
Don't worry about it. We have a fishing pole.
A 4. Okay. So you start moving away, and I am going to have you roll a D8.
5.
Okay. Okay, you start moving out of the fog and carefully looking down at the ground, watching your step, and you find yourself up against a rock face, still in the fog cloud.
Cool.
You're Not sure where you are.
Awesome. All right.
At least you're not at the
hang
bottom
out
of the
here.
mountain.
Yeah. That was if I rolled a 1.
All right. Did you want to do anything else or just that?
Just that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Chiron.
So I would like to I'd like to cast Dissonant Whispers.
Okay.
Which I think I can because you can hear me and it is not visual at all.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to I'm going to say Eris, the child. Come out and play, Eris.
All right. And that is wisdom save?
15
or charisma.
Whiz. 15 whiz.
15 whiz. Okay. Passes.
F. So it's going to take half as much damage.
Okay.
Won't move anywhere. So he's going to take 6 damage.
Okay.
Just change my name to Pennywise. I don't know why. I don't know why I'm hitting with an ice dagger before too. I don't know. I'm so stupid, but
you would realize that as you cast that spell and you can feel the resistance on the other end of it, that Eris has been given gifts that you had refused.
Got it. You hear that, Nova? Refused the gifts.
I'm in the corner. I didn't hear anything.
All right. Ward.
Fog cloud's still popping off.
It is. Yep. Still dissipating. It's starting to break up, but this small little you realize that while the wind is whipping by pretty quickly just off of the cliff, you appear to be in a small protected alcove. So the fog is kind of hanging out a little bit longer than it normally would.
How do I feel the same amount of connection to Dweebus? Dumple?
He leans up again. It's Dumple, and falls back down. You feel that faint connection. Yes.
Okay. Man, I don't really. I guess I'm just going to continue the same thing. I'm going to start trying to I'm going to keep edging towards the end of that fog if I can.
Okay. So I mean, you're at the edge at this point.
Okay.
So your movement at this going forward is unimpeded by the fog, so you can see fine.
Okay. If that's the case, then I will. There's not much else I can do.
Go and roll perception.
15.
You hear clods of snow and rock fall down from above you.
Oh man, do I see anything?
You do not. Just the snow and the rock.
God.
I was just thinking when this is coming.
Oh my god.
That's what that D6 was for, wasn't it?
No.
Okay. I will tell everybody, I will say, they're coming. Get the fuck out of there. And I will move as far as I can down the, I'll try to just make some, the escape route. I'm going as far as I can. And I'm just trying to kind of blaze a trail, as it were.
Okay.
Unless me doing that means they're not gonna be able to find me, so I don't want that.
No, you can blaze a trail. Your path will be pretty clear as long as you're not trying to hide it behind you.
And
Yes.
we're probably watching him as he's like leaving.
Well, Delyaries and Flux are.
Yeah.
It's like I'm not.
Koli,
I'm-
Chiron, and Nova are all still in this fog cloud. So,
Yeah.
yeah. Though Nova, once you hear Ward's voice, you realize that you're kind of facing the rock face. The edge of the cliff is behind you. Ward is to your right.
Okay.
I will. For the fun of it, and this is crazy because A, he's prone, and B, he's in fog. Was anybody around Dumple when he fell?
No.
I'm going to take one shot just for the hell of it. And I know that's going to be at severe disadvantage. So
Yeah,
I don't know.
mean,
Well, Eris is in front of him.
yeah. So he's going to be, I mean, he's in full cover. As a halfling
He's in full
behind a Goliath, he's in full
Okay.
cover.
All right.
Yeah.
So then never mind.
Like, so,
Then
yeah. And
never
that's like a halfling trait.
Yeah.
Like, it's not even necessarily.
No, I know. Yeah.
Yeah, so,
just larger creatures,
yeah.
whatever. Yeah. So I guess that's my turn. That's fine.
All right. Okay. Next is Flux.
Actually, no, it's not, because with my last fucking Christ. Okay, no. I wasn't gonna do anything, like I didn't want to waste it because I thought maybe we would need rope trick again, possibly, but we may, and I may regret this, but I got one slot, and I can either summon my spirit to take a look, or I can to help with that shit, or I can hold it for a potential rope trick. I guess I have to make that decision. I'm just gonna be precious. We're on the way out. So everybody knows. Sorry, I had to work it out because I was thinking that would help. Okay. I didn't think through the Zook thing.
I'm imagining that Ward is having this conversation out loud as he's running, and he's like turning. He's like, "No, I can do this. No, I really need to work this out."
Yeah. When I
And,
can't just draw my bow, I get all
right.
fucking turned around.
Delyaries and Flux are both like, "What is going on with him?"
I'll try
going?
Plan A as if
You're
it's
standing there like shaking your hands.
Yeah.
But as soon as that doesn't work, I'm gonna pull my bow. You know what I mean? So when I can't do that,
All right. Flux. Ward
All right.
has taken off down the mountain. He is now retreating, trying to make his way north and out of this mountain range.
Cool. First thing I would do is call on Levi,
Mhm.
buddy. Shake your head off, and I'll send him up to where the snow fell from, because I think I don't know if I saw that. Did I see that? I know it would have been
yes,
my thing
yes.
to do anyway.
Ward
just to
would have
check on
like
the other
pointed.
parties.
You would have seen it, so you send Levi up there. He flies, he circles, he swoops down to you to make that psychic connection with you,
Mhm.
and you can see in his mind, you can see a human, an elf, and a dragonborn, all up on a peak about 50 or 60 feet above you, making their way to it to peer down over on you. They're looking for a position to find you. They're basically right there. They just haven't found a position that they can like kind of look out and down yet, without slipping and falling themselves.
Okay. So I would follow Ward. Ward, eyes to the sky. Stay covered. And I'd follow him down there, but that's it.
Okay.
And obviously stay under cover if possible.
Yeah, that's no problem. As of right now, like you're able to kind of stay close enough to the cliff face where you've got the cover that you need. Koli.
I would motion to Delyaries the same.
Okay. So Koli, you can hear Ward shouting as he does orders to everybody that are usually ignored. You have lost sight of everybody else.
I want to try something.
Mhm.
I want to want to try and capitalize on Dumple's disgruntledness.
Okay, so he is unconscious. I'm just letting
No,
you
I know.
Like, okay.
Yeah, I remember.
Dumple's crumpled.
But I want to grab him and start dragging him like away out of the battle.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to cast Spare the Dying.
Oh, okay. All right, you gotta find him first.
I thought I was right next to him.
That's right, you are. Okay. Okay. Yes, absolutely. You cast Spare the Dying, and you start dragging him. Which direction do you drag him? Like back, like into the fog cloud for cover, or?
Well, as far as I know, Chiron is still right there.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, back, trying like past Eris and get behind Chiron, I guess would be as close as as far as I could get.
Okay. Ward, you feel that connection to Dumple get stronger and return to its normal connection, normal strength. He remains unconscious, but you have stabilized him.
I don't want him to wake up yet.
That was for meta analysis of my dice rolls tonight. That was another 1. So he's gonna stay out for a while. You've got some time before he comes around.
Nice.
Okay, cool. Pulling Dumple. All right, Delyaries.
So Delyaries made note of where Ward went and Flux went, but she kind of feels a little responsible for leaving Koli behind, especially since he had just saved her. And took the brunt of that hit. So she's actually going to look at the fog, and she's going to kind of go to the side, one of the sides of the fog, and then kind of sort of hide behind a rock though, and then yell out to Koli, over here. So hopefully her voice can be heard, and then Koli can.
Yeah, I think if you're going to use like your action and movement to do that, we're going to give Koli advantage on any of his rolls to exit the fog, basically on his next turn, because you're like guiding him out.
Exactly.
Yeah, so that's great. Yep. So basically, yeah, Koli, on your turn, when you're coming out, you'll have advantage on any checks necessary to get out. So, okay, cool. And we're going to say, Delyaries, with that, you're also going to still be in cover. Like you're still using the rocks to your advantage for cover and everything. Okay. Dumple remains unconscious, and he will for quite some time with a 1. Eris is going to. What is Eris going to do? We're just going to have a battle of wits between these two Goliaths. Normally they go toe-to-toe with blades, but I think this is a lot more fun. I think Chiron, another wisdom save as these skeletal forms kind of start dancing around in your head.
Oh, I'm trying to decide if I want to coin it or not. 18.
18. 18. Yeah, you save. No problem.
No. I don't know.
And you get the feeling that he can see you, but you can't see him. You also can see that most likely this fog will dissipate in the next turn. And it is Nova's turn.
So she's going to try and follow the direction of where she heard Ward.
Okay. So you're actually going to get help from Delyaries as well.
Okay.
Because she's shouting these instructions, so it's not completely useful. You definitely hear her single out Koli, so she doesn't give a shit about you. But maybe you log that away for later. but she definitely clearly said Koli and not Nova. But you can still use her voice as a guide, so you'll have advantage on this next perception check.
That's good because I rolled a 1.
Oh no!
But with advantage, I got a 16.
There we go.
So-
All right, perfect. Okay, well, yeah, with a 16, you're definitely able to make your way to the edge of that fog cloud, and you can see where Flux and Ward have started to head across the mountain, and you can see those tracks to follow. They're definitely trying to get out of here and into safety. All right, excellent. Chiron, it's your turn.
Okay. So I can feel this guy's on me.
Yeah.
Is it? But the fog is still there. I still can't see him. Correct.
Correct. Yep.
Okay. Yeah, my bark skin just doesn't work. I don't know. What we're standing on, is it what kind of a surface is it? Like with rocks?
Rock and snow. Yep.
Okay.
A little bit of ice.
Okay. I am going to I'm going to cast, because I don't think this guy's a druid. I'm going to cast plant growth right on top of myself.
So you need plants.
Oh yeah, F. I forgot about that.
To be able to
Great.
cast plants.
Great call, DM. Great
Yeah.
call. Okay, I'm going to
Are there mushrooms for Ward to
yeah,
talk to?
exactly. I'm going to, so because I watched them cast this fog cloud, I'm going to try to misty step out of the cloud.
Okay, I was going to say only with an offering will Ward find mushrooms. With the proper offering. So you're going to try and misty step out of the cloud.
Yeah, so I am just whatever direction I think was so I was facing them. I cast it on a point on them, so directly behind me. Hopefully there's no
Plus, you've been hearing us yell about leaving too.
Yeah.
so-
Yeah.
that's why I'm doing it. I heard Ward.
Yep. So you definitely heard again people calling out,
Mhm.
not seemingly concerned about you per se. Definitely Koli.
Hey, I made a general statement. It's Delyaries that only cares about Koli. Stop trying to sow discord.
She did have that weird thing with the Nova before, but I don't think she hates her.
now the DM's convincing Delyaries.
I mean,
Yeah.
Oh wait,
I mean,
wait,
like
wait,
you know,
wait.
if she walks herself off the cliff, whose fault is that, really?
It also it's an unoccupied space I can see, and I can't see anything. So
Oh,
it's, I
that's
guess
right.
I
You can
can't-
only see like 5 feet in front of you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can't use that.
I blow real hard at the fog.
Yeah.
Wow, this is a really hard one. I think that I do.
You can do a disengage action to avoid an opportunity attack.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
do a disengage action. And that's what Chiron's turn is. The methods, I'm gonna have them all fly up.
Mhm. Go ahead and make a nature check.
Nature. My nature is fucking plus 0, 8.
Okay. You command them to go up. You do not see them. You do not feel them do anything. But you assume that it works.
Okay.
All right. That was Chiron. Ward.
I can't keep moving further away. But, well, I felt that stuff. Can I look and see what's going on above me? Can I
Go
see if
ahead
I
and
can see
roll. Go ahead and roll investigation this time, because you're trying to get like some more information.
anything? 16.
You see a whole bunch of arrows and bolts fly through the air, and you see the shattering of ice as the ice mephits are shot out of the air. They do have an angle on them. They do not have an angle on you.
Okay. So I'll holler out, close to the wall. Hurry.
So I think
And
those mephits are like AC 11, right? 10, 11. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
11.
I will. And the fog's still up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I'll just move. I'm gonna move another I'm gonna move another 60 feet, I guess, or 30 feet if that was my action to investigate. Fair if it is.
I say you could probably do that simultaneously. Like you're kind of like watching, looking back and forth. So I think that's fine.
I'll just like say to Flux, because I assume you were right near me, Flux.
I'm following you out.
Yeah. So I'm like, I'm not gonna move any further than this unless they move, but so we can stay connected. But we can't go in there. We have to move. So I'll move. I'm just basically leaving it up to you. You can move further out with me, or you can stay to like leave a bridge to people. But I'm just saying, like, I don't know what the fuck to do. We gotta go though. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
Anywho.
Yeah.
It's a tough one.
And it's my turn.
It is your turn. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. I'm not telling you what I think you should do. I literally don't know.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'd stick back to make sure people can make it.
My attacks have that range, so I feel like that the longest range. So I feel like if I can still do some damage if I need to, if I can keep them within sight. So that's why I feel like I can move further out. But,
got it. And as you're kind of like having this quick discussion, Ward, you're pointing out, where this other group is coming in. Flux, you look up, you see those arrows fly. You see a couple of the methods get hit, and then you see a blast of flame kind of go out through the air and melt the remaining ones. So they kind of get melted by some sort of fire attack.
Cool. We don't see the actual.
You do not. No, you can tell kind of it's coming from some sort of ridge or edge above you, but you can't see the figures or the individuals that are making the attacks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And sorry, the fog's still thick.
Yes, it is almost dissipated.
See inside there. Yeah. All right. 60 feet. So I you know what? I'm gonna send a nice little firebolt up just to hit the rock face ledge and like blast a little bit of the earth away, maybe, or maybe some overspray onto them, just to push them back a little bit. Say, get out of here.
Yeah, just like a little bit of cover fire, keep them them scared. Okay. I mean, I'm gonna say you can do that. Like you're not really trying to target anything super specific. You're just trying to get general areas. So yeah, I think you can just fire off
fire just to buy some time.
Yep. And so yeah, there's your firebolt kind of hits, and there's a spray of steam and mist as it kind of hits the ice and the snow and melts it, sends it up into the air where it refreezes, leaving a little scorch mark on the rock. Yeah. So I like just reminding them that you're there. I think, I think that's cool. All right.
Okay.
Koli.
All right. I will keep dragging Dumple and make my way towards Delyaries.
Okay. I will have you go and roll perception with advantage.
Okay. Ooh, nice. Natural 20, so 27.
You know exactly where to go. Yep.
That's good. First one was a 2.
You know exactly where to go, and you're able to easily make it to the edge of the fog cloud, seeing Delyaries and kind of continuing to move. I'm imagining like you're kind of picking her up along with you. She falls into step with you, and the two of you start following Ward and Flux.
Am I strong enough to pick up Dumple?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I
I'll
think so. I mean, if you got a strength of like 12 or 13.
Yeah, 14.
Yeah, I think you're good. He's a halfling, so you
Okay.
know he doesn't weigh a whole lot. Yeah, I think that's totally reasonable.
Before
All
I
right.
do that, before I
Mhm.
pick him up, I'm gonna take his daggers off of him.
Go ahead and roll investigation.
Okay. 18.
Okay. You pull like the two obvious daggers off of him. Pull another two kind of obvious daggers off of him, and you're like, and then you check again, and you pull another two like pretty hidden daggers, and then you're like, you feel pretty confident. You throw them up over your shoulder, like, well, one more time. You throw them down, and you pull out another two daggers, like after a really thorough pat down. So you're pretty sure that he is now disarmed, but you have 8 daggers. I will also have you make a dexterity save.
Okay. 17.
Okay. All right.
Man.
You are able to safely handle all of those daggers, a couple of which seem to have some sort of liquid sheen on them.
Huh. Okay.
Koli's good in the fog. It's that
Nice.
tricorn. It's like,
Yeah. it wafts the fog away.
Yeah. All right. Okay, so you and Delyaries are starting to head down. Delyaries, did you have anything that you wanted to do on your turn aside from retreat?
Yeah, I just asked Koli, did you see Nova?
I didn't see anything. She's still in there somewhere. And then I'll call out, Nova, Delyaries says, come this way.
Just telling her- by the way, we're telling Eris, like, I'm Ward. This is Koli. This is. It doesn't matter. I think it's funny.
The only other thing I was going to ask is, I have this. Do we need to bind the hands of Dumple, like bind his hands together in any way, or is he just completely out at this point that we don't even need to do that?
He is completely unconscious. He seems out cold, like you're moving him around. He's not waking up. So you've got a little bit of time before he comes around, regains consciousness. But if you wanted to tie him up, you certainly could.
I have this, I don't know if this is good enough to use, but I have 2 things. I have rope, and then I have fishing line, which is the spider silk fishing line that was purchased.
That's
in,
right. You got,
right,
you got the
really
fancy stuff.
So it's 500 feet of it. It's extremely high tensile strength. So I was thinking of maybe binding his hands and just wrapping, or maybe maybe like hog tying, like the hands and feet together.
Go ahead and roll go ahead and roll a sleight of hand check to tie him up.
17.
Okay. Okay, cool. Seems pretty sturdy. You've got him tied up tight. Koli's now, slung him over his shoulder, and you start making your way following Ward. Okay. Dumple and Eris is going to try one more time on Chiron. Chiron, make another wisdom save.
Save it.
Huh, wow, 26.
Okay.
Wow.
And you're just going to hear chuckling as the fog dissipates, and you don't see anybody but Nova up against the wall, like trying to find her way out of the cloud. And you don't see Eris. Yep, Nova.
Oh, shit.
You are now out of the fog. It is at least cleared enough that you can see one figure remaining within the fog. It's a tall figure, looks like a Goliath.
Okay. um I think that is he looking in my direction?
No, he is looking away from you.
I think she is. Yeah, I think she's gonna shoot Eldritch blasts at him.
Okay, go ahead and roll.
Old.
Nova, it's me, Chiron. Yeah, I know.
I mean, is that a possibility?
That it's Chiron?
Yeah.
I mean, he's a Goliath. Yeah.
Yes.
There is a
Does it
50-50 chance.
Go with your
that-
gut, Nova. Go with your gut.
Yeah. So you know that there were two Goliaths in the fight. You only see one. It is not looking at you.
Yeah, I'm gonna shoot him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah.
Good.
What happens? Oh, only one hits. I rolled a 2 and an 18.
Okay. Yep. The 18 will hit.
And that is 13.
Ow!
You
hear-
Oh.
you hear Chiron shout out.
Ow, wow, 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 wow.
Oh, my bad.
This face. That was perfect.
I imagine Nova does chuckle exactly like
yeah,
that.
just like
after, Yeah. My bad.
Nova yells, there must be another warlock around here.
Who did that? Who did that?
See?
And she'll head that direction then.
Okay. All right. Start heading in that direction. Chiron, what do you do?
He turns around and he
Yeah,
swings
turn around
on
and I
Nova.
say, "What the fuck?" Yeah, so I look around for Eris because I was pretty sure that he was, right there.
Can roll
and,
perception if you'd like.
Yeah, I'd like to. I would love that. 21.
You look around, you don't see him, and then you look up, and on a ledge above you is Eris, smiling, pointing at you, and then he kind of looks over to something you can't see, and he just points again at you.
Christ.
Oh, this is not over, team. How far away is he?
They didn't give up yet.
He is. He's going to be. Let's see. You know what? Go ahead and roll a D100 for me.
Okay. $80.
80. Okay, so he is 130 feet away.
Okay. Plus 50. I got it. How it worked. 130 feet, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Ah, you see, 130. That's 10 feet out of Eldritch Blast range, FYI, if anyone's curious. Son of a bitch. That's really, oh my God, that's such a frustrating length.
It's out of range for most.
Everything.
Get the fuck out of
Everything
there.
Most
that I have.
things.
Yeah. I'm gonna head, try to follow. So I see that, and I am going to cast Misty Step and try to to get behind some cover. Poof.
Nice.
Okay. You are able to do so. Yeah, you're definitely able to within that 30-foot step.
So can they see me, or am I behind cover?
You are behind cover. Go and roll a
Okay.
perception check as you step into the ethereal plane.
Finally rolled poorly. 6.
Okay. Everything's fine. And
Yeah, you don't see
step
me. That's good. That's good.
And you step out 30 feet away from your previous position behind the cover of rocks, and you can see where Ward and Flux have started to blaze trail east and north out of these mountains to escape your pursuers.
Okay. So I have a question. Because I used Misty Step, it's a Fey touched feat. So I can use it without expending a spell slot, but that's still an action, correct?
Misty Step, I believe, is a bonus action.
Sorry.
It's a bonus action.
So then can I cast a spell?
Ooh.
Because I didn't expend a spell slot.
Because it's a feat.
But it's a
interesting.
Yeah, but it's a spell. So
does it say that it adds it to your spell list, or does it?
No, it's a one-time thing. So it's still considered a spell. You just have access to it without having to expend the spell slot.
Yeah.
So you could cast a cantrip as an action this turn.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah. In addition
Eldritch
to
Blast.
the Misty Step.
Yeah. So hit him with an Eldritch Blast. I like to think I moved away from him. No, so I'm going to cower in fear.
Okay. You can totally do that as a free action.
Enjoy.
All right. So we are kind of out of combat. It's going to be similar to last session where it's pursuit more than confrontational.
Okay.
They are going to be attempting to outmaneuver you and to try and lock you down in some position. So Ward, you are leading the way on this. So I will have you roll survival.
Okay. Big money, big money.
I cast guidance.
Ward is way ahead of all you.
Oh,
Oh shit.
Yeah.
I yell guidance.
Thanks, buddy. 17.
17. Okay. So you are moving through the snow, trying to pick a path that is accomplishing at least two things.
Mm-hmm.
You're trying to make your way north,
Mm-hmm.
and you're trying to maintain cover, protection from your pursuers. You get to pick one in this instance that you get. So if you
Cover or distance.
right, yep, or cover or direction.
Mm-hmm. How is everybody feeling? I'm going distance, direction. I mean, I would pick if Ward is kind of separated, so he kind of has to make the decision, and he's trying to just go balls out the right way, even if they take some damage, and he would make another decision as we go, if that presents itself. So yeah, it may regret it, but that's where I'm going to go. Unless somebody yells out, "Don't be a dummy." That's what he would do. And that's what he would do. He's not feeling like he has time to be cautious, if that makes sense.
Okay. All right. So you are able to find your position, and you are heading north.
Okay.
You're prioritizing the direction over cover. And with that, you hear another war horn sound.
Mm-hmm.
You hear a fainter echo as the second group is now notified of your position and movement, and they are going to begin pursuit as well. Let's see. So I need to roll for them.
Risky decision.
All right. So you're able to move for another 15 minutes without being found, but you can see small glimpses of movement in the like ledges and peaks kind of above you at this point. They are following, but they can't.
Koli has Dumper. Dumple. Sorry.
And his Dumple, and then he falls back unconscious.
Just to be clear.
Yeah, Dumple.
He does have him.
He does over his shoulder.
I just want to make sure. Okay. Yeah. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No illusionary tricks this time.
No,
we think we have them, and then
oh yeah.
Do you have a sack of potatoes?
Come on.
It's Idaho's best. Yes, he still has Dumple. So they are pursuing, but they can't. They're closing in, but they haven't quite found a position yet to engage.
Okay.
You have an hour before the storm comes in.
Mhm.
Shortly after that, it will be nightfall, and moving through these mountains will be damn near impossible for you.
Mhm.
So,
And impossible for them.
you don't know that.
Well, that's true.
Because you know
Fair
that they
enough.
were moving through that storm to get to your original position from 3 different locations.
They're probably a little more kamikaze than we are.
I assume
so
Chiron
you
and I are probably fine with our land stride ability, but everybody else is probably moving pretty
Right.
slow.
and I mean you're going to be moving in the dark in the middle of a storm.
Yeah,
like,
it's a whole
yeah.
thing. It's a whole thing.
It's a whole thing. So let's do another. And this now that everybody is retreating, you're all together. We can do another survival check, and let's see how that goes. You can anybody can do this. It'd just be one of you. Basically, that's the person that's leading the entire party. They can do so with advantage because they'll be assisted by at least one other person. So
I feel like Delyaries and I would be
Yeah.
doing that together.
okay.
You
that
have
makes sense.
probably a pretty big plus on yours, right?
I think ours is the same.
10.
So yeah.
Okay.
So why don't we just both roll? Or well, the dice math means one of us should probably do it.
Do you roll better than I do? Get that big dice. Get that big dice.
No,
That's
he
okay.
does not. I can say
That's
that.
That's okay. You know
I
what?
was gonna say that.
Let's both roll one. Let's just do it. Let's
Okay.
just both do it.
Yep, that's great.
You said
Dice
with
math's probably the
advantage?
same either way. I don't know why I say it's just because it feels. Anyway, what? Sorry.
Jeremy, did you say with advantage?
So
Only if one
each
of
of
us
you
roll.
will roll,
Not advantage.
and we'll
If
just
one
take
of
the
us
higher.
rolled, it would have been advantage.
Yeah. So both of you will roll, but we'll take the higher one.
Okay.
I think
25.
because Ward is really shooting for some bragging rights right now. So
no.
Did you just say 25?
you said 25. Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
God. It's probably gonna be you. 25.
Hell
Wow.
yes.
There we
Amazing.
go.
Fuck yeah, dude.
All right.
I love
so
it. I fucking love it. We're both up there just like.
yeah, you're both like a split second behind. Like Delyaries points somewhere and Ward then points, and then you round a corner and Ward you point, and then Delyaries you point. Like it's you
Yeah.
guys are so in sync. Your eyes are scanning the terrain accurately, quickly, and moving your group through this rugged terrain. And you've got a couple choices now. There's like 3 different things that you can choose from at this point. So
boy.
you've got direction, you've got cover, and at this point you might be searching for shelter, like permanent shelter or semi-permanent shelter to weather the storm and the night. So you get to you could choose now 2 of those things.
Ward is prioritizing direction at this moment.
But we can choose two. So maybe what about shelter and direction? Because we're not going to be able to weather the storm. Shelter might be sort of cover for us in a way.
If we find a good enough shelter along the way, yeah, maybe. And then I can also toss a rope trick up for at least an hour, give us like some full on cover for at least an hour. And maybe if, Flux or one of these yahoos can help with covering tracks too, when we get closer to the shelter, that gives us a little bit of like separation, but it's only an hour, obviously. So, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I think Ward would just be. I think direction is really important right now. And direction and shelter cover is so important. It's all important. But I think direction. I think Ward would be for direction. So I'll just leave Delyaries like I would say like Ward is making sure we're going the right direction. You can be doing that as well, or you can do one of the other two. Like I'm not going to try to influence your decision because I want you to go with your gut on that.
I mean, I'm thinking that shelter might be good. That way we could wait out the storm. We're still going in the right direction. We'll find shelter in the right direction. We'll wait out the storm. We'll hopefully have potentially the rope trick if we have to. Worst come to worst, and they find our shelter, we can maybe hide in the rope trick.
Yeah.
Until they leave.
The only problem with us, any of this, is that how well they travel through this shit, which we don't know. But we should be looking out for shelter if we have to stop, for sure. I agree. So yeah, do what you want. Do the thing. Do the thing.
Shelter it is.
Okay, perfect. You are able to move quickly, maintaining your course north, and you're traveling for another 15 or 20 minutes. You can now see that the groups have split up, and those of you kind of following Ward and Delyaries, kind of watching your back and trying to pick up on the enemy movement, can now make out that there are, there are going to be 8 figures following you at this point in groups of 2 and 3. They're starting to kind of spread out over these mountain peaks. You can see that some have prioritized flanking you over pacing. So they're falling behind, but they're able to kind of move into these other peaks. But you're still moving quickly and able to find a large section that kind of masks you for a few minutes. You know that coming up, you're going to kind of turn a bend around some of these boulders and rocks, which will be out of sight from your pursuers. And that's going to give you the opportunity to kind of shift your direction and find that shelter. And as you do, you can see the storm now starting to come in. The snow is starting to fall. The wind is picking up, and you find yourself overlooking a small depression in the ground. Appears to have a small pillar of stone just off of the cliff face, as well, with a dull glow to it, as if a fire, and above it a cave with very good protection from the elements, as well as the ability to kind of oversee this small depression on this mountainside. So you kind of got like a good vantage point of anybody that approaches. You've got cover for the evening, and with these few moments of being out of sight, you have a chance, an opportunity to hide. And by the time that they get here, they're going to be in the middle of the storm. So chances are that as long as you're quiet, as long as you're not doing anything that will draw attention to yourselves, that they will have lost you, at least for the evening.
Holy shit! Is there anything in the cave?
So where you are now, you can't tell.
Oh, okay.
So you're kind of looking down at this small little, kind of almost like a bowl. in between these few small peaks, and these peaks are kind of protecting you right now from sight, and you can see the small cave on the far side of it. You don't know what's inside. You just see it as a potential safe haven for cover for the storm and also from your pursuers.
Well, I guess we would all point it out. I
Look, a cave.
Yeah, Delyaries and I. Well, actually, you were the one looking for shelter, so you're the one that sees
Right.
it. I'm heading in the right direction. You're like keeping an eye out for shelter. So
So
whatever
yeah, I
you.
just point that out to everybody, like kind of point towards the cave.
Okay. Do you go to it?
Flux. Levi up to looking ahead.
You know it.
And this is the moment he fails us.
Not that we shouldn't head towards it, just more like,
Yeah, I think Flux would be all for heading toward cave, but I can also send Levi out and around the peaks to get a lay of the land, see who's out there, who's closest.
Okay, perfect. So which one would you like him to do first?
I don't know. Check out the cave first.
Okay. So he flies across this open area. You see him kind of disappear, swoops into the cave. You see him disappear for a minute or two. He flies out, swoops low so you can have that psychic connection again. And what you see from his memory, from his vision, is just an ice cave. The walls are kind of glassy and angular, just very large crystalline structure of ice. And with his vision, I forget if he has dark vision or not, but you can see like small reflections of the outside light kind of like bouncing through this cave to provide kind of like a surreal structure and vision, almost like I don't want to say like a house of mirrors, but it's not a house of mirrors, just because the surfaces are kind of flat and reflective. So it's it definitely adds like weird distorted imagery. There you go. Fortress of Solitude. That's good. Yep. Good reference, Koli. Yeah. So kind of like that. So that's what he sees. And then he flies out and gets up and above the mountains, these peaks, does a circle. Now he's gone for a few minutes. At this point, are you trying to move into that cave or are you trying to stay out in the open?
I would move toward the cave.
Okay.
Same.
Yeah, same.
Okay.
I'd be all for it.
All right. So you start moving towards the cave, making way across the snow. As you're doing so, snow starts falling even harder. So I'm not going to even bother having you roll like a stealth check to cover your tracks. The storm is doing that for you.
Nice.
And you kind of enter the cave, and Flux, you immediately can pick up on what Levi was seeing. These very strange, reflective, angular surfaces, giving it a kind of a very surreal feeling of like your depth perception is kind of off because some of the ice is very reflective while others are clear. So you might be looking through a piece of ice but the wall that you see is a couple feet beyond it. So it's kind of, it's not difficult. It's just odd to navigate as you're making your way inside a little bit deeper. And a few moments later, Levi returns, and he basically is able to give you an overview of the surrounding peaks. All of the pursuers have hunkered down. They do not appear to have any specific location that they're focused on. You've basically lost them, at least for the duration of the storm, maybe for the entire night. and the storm has basically forced him in before he can get really any more information than that. Like he was having a hard time flying through the winds. But the one thing that he does have a very clear picture of is this, and I will show you that.
What is that?
Huh?
So
That's
you
somewhere
have
out there.
so this is a small pillar of stone. You have made your way into this cave or
it is
cavern right
indeed.
here, and with the storm and nightfall, you couldn't really see. You could see a small glow kind of out in the open, over in this open cliffside, but Levi, from his vantage point above, could kind of make this out. So you know that just outside the cave in the darkness is a large suspended pillar with stone chains and an ever-burning forge.
Oh shit!
Wow.
Cool.
Are those rocks falling away? Can we see that? Like, are the rocks like kind of falling away from the bottom of the pillar?
Yes. Yes. That is a pillar from Levi's vantage point that might be resting on something as small as like maybe like a coffee can size pillar, and it is being suspended perfectly by those chains that hold it. This is fine dwarven craftsmanship.
Oh shit!
And I think that's where we'll end it for tonight.
Damn.
Come
Pretty good.
Yep.
And I see
Awesome.
Nova smiling and laughing because
Yep.
she might have had an experience with this map before.
Come on.
Interesting.
Is Flint with us?
That's what I wanted to know.
Assume that Flint is with you. Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh hey Flint.
Oh,
Yeah.
hi.
Shit. Yeah. Wow. What is this fucking thing? It looks cool anyway. But we all made it into the cave.
Yes. You were all in the cave, nice and safe. The winds are howling outside. The snow is coming down, covering your tracks, and that's it. Yeah. Darkness falls, and you are alone in a cave of ice.
I say, darkness is a. No, I'm just kidding.
You're doing his Zook impression again?
Oh, that was a Bane impression.
Yeah.
I was born in the darkness. Whatever it is. Yeah. Yeah. Fucking Christ. Okay.
This is gonna suck because we're gonna want to sleep, but we're gonna be like, there's something to
Yeah.
explore.
We're gonna have to keep watch for sure, at least, and then this whole thing is all it's a whole wrench.
I'm all
Yeah,
catty.
tossed a
I'm all
wrench.
cattywampus.
That was a Jeopardy clue 2 nights ago,
Oh.
or last week. I had so I think when we get in there, yeah, no, it's fine. It's crazy.
Nah, it's fine.
Well, I mean, it's 11. We can talk. We can do role play fun next week. It's fine. Jesus.
Good.
Reuter and I making big decisions that made it kind of crazy. Fog cloud would be so. You can see how that's so handy though. Like we just got caught in. But man, I really, if I had just thought for 2 seconds before I was Zook, I didn't think at all. I was just like, I'm going to do this. I was thinking that opportunity to present itself later on. If anything was a fail safe, I didn't think that like we'd be out there and then all of a sudden I'd be in a situation to like, okay,
Hi guys.
I've got to be Zook now.
I mean,
It was
if
more
it
like-
works,
It was more like they catch up to us and they look at us like a little confused for 2 seconds, and everybody we can fire or whatever. It wasn't, and it did work, but then I was like, because I didn't have time to talk to you guys beforehand, or when it didn't work, I didn't think.
Run.
I did. I did say run because I wanted you to run. I mean,
but he also knows that none of you listened to him. So,
no.
Well, you did the second time. You did the second time when I was like, hold. I said run because I wanted everybody to run, and I would just like hope to hold them off for like 2 seconds, and I was going to run because I know I can get through this terrain easier than most of you, save like maybe Chiron and Flux with his athletics or whatever. But like, not to say it's a great idea. It was just like, okay, something. But then nobody did. So I was like, okay, and then we're going to do it this way. But then we didn't talk about it. So I was like, what I should have done is, instead of saying hold, I should have said, yeah, we should have all just fired on him. When it caused them to pause, that's when we should have fired on him. But I didn't think it through. But that's split decision shit right there.
We did find out that Zook, they referred, I think the Goliath referred to him as the Dark Lord.
The Dark One.
The Dark One. So I mean, he's bad.
Oh, we already knew that.
Yeah.
I think we already knew that. I don't know if we ever heard him say the Dark One, but yeah. I'm just saying, split decision shit. It's like funny how I think I'm being tactically all right, and then shit blows up right in my face.
That's the most fun though.
No, yeah, I love it. I fucking love it. I'm just saying it's funny how it's just crazy. It's just everything's wacky when you have to make this. When it's in a situation where you can't sit around and go hem and haw for 20 minutes on what you want to do. Sometimes shit happens.
Let's do one Constitution save for everybody. Actually, I forgot to do that because you're all moving through the cold and everything. You're shooting for 12.
Natural 20.
13.
8.
Oh boy.
20.
11.
Nope, it didn't go through.
Oh boy.
Oh, nope, there it goes. 6.
Okay. And Nova. All right. So Chiron, Koli, and Nova each gain a level of exhaustion.
2.
And
Koli has 2 now.
yeah.
Yep.
And as you all stumble into this cavern, you all see Chiron like cough, have to lean up against the side of this cave, and he coughs and he coughs, and then he spits out a yellow gray fluid onto the floor.
Oh shit.
Nova's gonna feel bad for Eldritch blasting him, and
we all see that, you said?
Yes. Yeah.
I will given the situation, that kind of shocks me back into like reality, because what Flux was describing is sort of crazy, and then this weird room we're in, this weird cave we're in. I will cast Rope Trick just to give us an hour of respite from the elements. It's not great, but it's something. It's an hour just for everybody to get in there, and I'll put it like 3 feet off the ground, because I know our cover is the cave, really. So I'm just trying to give them so it's easy to get into, and I'll pull the rope in and say if everybody wants to get in, we can all huddle together, as it were, a little bit warmer in here. And I would like to, with Koli's permission, also investigate that little son of a bitch that you're holding.
Yeah, go for it.
See if
I'll
I
lay
can
him
find
down and kind of prop him up against the wall so he's sitting up unconscious. Our whole plan for him is to, since he's all disgruntled, like nobody was respecting him, I want to try and maybe turn him to our side.
I love it. Anything we can get from him is great. So, but in the meantime, I want to make sure he's totally disarmed.
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll investigation again then.
You're gonna find
We just started back up. We just started back up, didn't we?
Yeah, I know. 22.
You go through and you find another 2 daggers and make a dexterity save.
Oh, boy.
When you pull them out, I'm like, son of a bitch.
That's a 9, but it's a natural 1, so I don't know how you want to play that.
All right, so Koli, you see Ward kind of go through again, and he pulls out another dagger and like looks at you like, "Come on, dude!" And he like tosses it, and then you see him kind of pat down, and then he just kind of goes stiff, and he falls over.
Jesus Christ. Well, at least the rope trick was up for you guys. I'll just be out here on the ground.
Falls over.
See, oh, I have something for that. Where is it? Well, we can do it next time. But I have something that is. So, can I tell if he's poisoned?
Yeah, he's definitely poisoned. Like you, having found those other blades, you have a pretty good idea what just happened.
Yeah. So I have something for that for next time.
Okay.
I gotta find it though.
Cool. So I'll just be poisoned on the ground while you guys get all warm and cozy in the room.
Yep.
Yeah.
For an hour.
We're probably up against the wall next to.
And I don't even, maybe you don't even have to use the rope. You can maybe build a fire outside, but it's just an option.
Or maybe we could have like 2 separate rooms, like the people that are barfing.
So the rope trick is literally like
Can we get like a pocket dimension, like like what they have in Levi's, like those little little coin pocket that goes inside your regular pocket, and
I'm not some wizard type. It literally just says it's just big enough to hold 8 medium or smaller creatures. So with Chiron, he makes like, I feel like with Chiron that means
he counts as 2.
You're right. So that means we're at capacity here.
Yeah.
Like, assuming Flint is there, so we are at capacity.
Yeah. So Dumple is actually outside at this point, I suppose. Well, he's small, so I think he would fit with he could fit with Chiron. He could take up the same space.
We could tie him to something.
He's sitting in Chiron's lap.
Yeah. Like a little baby. He's all tied up. Oh,
little muzzle.
Yeah. Yeah. He's still unconscious, but he like.
Chiron's big, warm, strong arms.
I feel so safe.
Yeah. Dumple
Eris never holds me this way.
Yeah. Love it. I love it. All right. Well, I think that's great. Thank you so much, everyone. This is fantastic. I did not expect today's session to go like this. I am impressed you all made it out with minimal damage. Really, Koli was the only one that took a hit that time. So, yeah, that was pretty cool. All right. Yeah, we'll pick it up next week with Dumple interrogation. Hopefully, Ward regains consciousness. And why is Chiron coughing up yellow-gray fluid? Mm-hmm.
I don't know, but I hope our clerics can do some investigationals. Or maybe they don't want to do it because Chiron's, Argor.
Yeah, awesome. All right, everyone, have a great night. See you soon.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye.